Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on into Unsportsmanlike Conduct, episode number 72. Forget about it. Forget about it. I'm Steve. I got the cat. I got part of the cast, though. We're going to have a full cast today, but we'll settle for one in addition to last week, and that is Timmy the Mush. Timmy the Mushy. Timmy the Mush.
Yeah,
Tim, what's going on, my friend?
we'll talk about that in a second.
Uh,
Listen, whatever. If I make picks and there's no money involved, I would say follow my picks. I'm pretty good at that. As soon as I put a dime on it, mush.
So what we got to do is Sunday. You send us exactly what you bet,
Yeah,
and it's like the Titans all over again.
We'll counter bet
Titans?
whatever you bet.
Yeah,
I'm going to bet, and DraftKings is going to write me back. Thanks for the money, and see you later.
in advance.
Yeah.
In advance. All right, Ant, what's going on down there, my friend? How's it going? How's it hanging?
It's been great. It's been wonderful. I had a bad fantasy week and I wasn't even mad, so I can't complain.
Oh, why would you? Why would you be mad? Your team got a victory, So
That was my only saving grace. Two leagues, 2 wins. That's all I'm happy about.
I mean, I won in our league, and my team looks really good over there. But yeah,
we'll look at. I think we'll bring up some of the matchups, and I lost to not only an auto drafter, but somebody who left somebody in there chilling in their lineup, and I still lost the damn game. But all is sunny right now. We're gonna get into what's going on, what happened in week 1 in the NFL. Shitload of crazy stuff going on. I've got a top 5, guys. I told you I don't have a name for this list yet, but I got a top 5 that you guys are going to love. Can't wait to share it with you. Wish Dave was here. But outside of that, we'll get into our obviously our world famous picks. And I don't know if you're ready for this, Ant, but are you want to start at the onset telling us why, because you weren't on the show last week, so you didn't get an opportunity to discuss this massive contract that was signed. Do you want to get into that, or you want to hold off on?
I'm gonna hold out hope that our 4th member is here. So,
okay.
So he can at least jab back at me when I bring it up.
All right, so we'll hold off on that. So as we come back from this amazing introduction, we'll get right into what went on in week 1 in the freaking NFL. Let's do it, peeps. Yo, welcome on back in, everybody. Unsportsmanlike Conduct. We still have 3 members here, and we'll keep you posted on the whereabouts of our 4th member if we can chase him down a little bit. And Anthony, okay. Boop, boop, boop.
Sorry.
We're gonna go to 2 until Dave's here.
Like, okay, back to Timmy and I.
Wrong button. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, Terzio's alive. That's great. I was so worried that he wasn't going to make it after Monday.
Please, he's coming. There's no way he was not coming.
I've never been less disappointed after a Jets win than I was Monday night. How about that?
Well, after all the stuff that happened with the Jets, he's going to come in and just tell us that fucking Brandon Nimmo hit a single somewhere. Nobody fucking cares, Terzio. It's over. Right. Let it go.
All right, let's. Seeing as Terzio's here, telling me to kiss his ring, I guess because of his little prediction that Giants weren't going to do so hot against the Cowboys. But let's start off. We're going to pick some of the games to go over. I'll start off because Terzio's here, and we want to get to the Jets thing right away. So, and I know this is weird starting off with the Monday night game, but Jets, Buffalo. It could not have gone any worse for the Jets. Aaron Rodgers gets bum rushed. He's got no time to throw already. Running for his life. Not like the other, not as bad as the other quarterback for New York, but not great either. So down goes Rodgers. The world reacts. Twitter's a shitstorm. Peyton and Eli are like dumbfounded as how could this possibly happen to the New York Jets? Like how like how could it have possibly have happened? Like you set up everything. This guy went into the darkness retreat, came out, new man. I want to be a Jet. You signed the man, right? All this stuff, hard knocks. Best teammate in the world this guy has become. I'll take you out to lunch. Oh, you're doing good. Yeah, everything's great. So he runs. So I want to tie something in, but I want to be careful not to make it political at all. So everybody watching, this is nothing political, but it does have to do with a little bit of conspiracy theorist stuff. So Aaron Rodgers, as you all know, is a conspiracy theorist, right? Whether it be about science or whether it be stuff like events that happened back, 20 some odd years ago. So back a couple of years after it happened, Aaron Rodgers, the story is that, and I can't remember who the teammate was, but he came in and says, hey, you believe in 9/11? And so that conspiracy theorist, whether, I'm not going any further, but he is a conspiracy theorist. Fast forward 9/11. Years later, on 9/11, he ruptures his Achilles. Right? So there's that. And which led to me to believe, I started down this path that, he's not a believer in science and stuff. How is that getting fixed, bud? You can go see a doctor about that?
I just hope he stays true to his
surgery?
word. And even though the doctors diagnosed him with a ruptured Achilles, that he does his own research on it to truly find out what's going on with his foot. That's all I hope for.
All right, so he runs out. Like this is part of it. Like you were in Green Bay, and you're questioning 9/11. Now you're running out of the goddamn tunnel with a 50-foot American fucking flag. Like you've been in New York this whole entire time. You're from New York City. You're representing that from that city for the 3,000 people that died that day, and then you rupture your Achilles. It's weird. It's the atmosphere, the universe, dude. Something's out there. But back to the game. After that, it becomes Zach's team again. Zachariah Wilson takes control.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Wait. This is the problem. Let's pull up comment number 1. Seems to me that you guys are enjoying that he got injured. No,
Terzio.
But
I didn't see that.
But who does he attack? The Martian got hurt. You think I'm laughing at it? Why are you attacking me? Why didn't I haven't
the Martian? Did I miss something?
The show started. The Martian's a nickname for a Yankees rookie. He got hurt.
Oh! With the UCL.
I didn't say a fucking word the whole show yet, and why are you attacking me, Terzio? What? I didn't say nothing.
Well,
nothing.
Terzio,
man.
If you heard what I think I said it last week, I lost my brother Stuart a little bit earlier this year. Big Jets fan. I was rooting for them. I'm not a big fan of Aaron Rodgers, and neither was my brother Stuart. My brother Stuart was not fond of that pickup by the Jets. But so I'm rooting for him. I'm not rooting for him to get hurt. I'm not happy he got hurt. But now that he did get hurt, I start thinking, the universe, baby. That's what he says, right? Doesn't he say that a lot? Put stuff out in the universe.
Is it like the song?
I think
when you're a jet all the way. It's just what happens to that fucking team, man. It's crazy that the same shit happened that happened to Testaverde. It's the same thing. Well, not exact same injury, but it's insane that it happened again. And no, I am not happy the guy. I mean, it was a disgusting injury. When you guys were sending all I couldn't see it until that last one that I sent today, and then I finally saw it pop, and I was like, "Holy shit!
How did
he not cry? How did he not wince? How did he?
Can I get credit
up?
for calling it exact, like right when it happened? I'm like, I think he tore his Achilles. Like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, he tore his Achilles.
But he had no. He was like, whatever. Well, I'll give him all the credit in the world. I would have been crying like a bitch. That shit looks like it hurts.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when Tom Brady tore his ACL in 2008, and Brady, like, pissed off, got up and walked off the field. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what it reminded me of. What I find funny about it is not that he got hurt. I have actually been a pretty large Aaron Rodgers fan most of his career. I think he's a terrible person, and I think he's one of, like, the 3 greatest people that's ever thrown a football in the history of Earth. So as far as me making fun of the situation, what I think is funnier is that his offensive coordinator that they had to bring in was Nathaniel Hackett, a guy who has historically been an absolutely horrible play caller. The first 2 passing plays of the game, he tries to have his 2 6'5", 320+ pound offensive linemen run chop blocks essentially, as they're supposed to be quick passing plays because he's scared that they're not going to be able to block long enough. The problem is that the passing plays they had set up were never going to work that fast. And this is why he was under pressure on the only 2 pass attempts he had on the night. And that's why he ends up getting hurt. So I don't find it funny that he's hurt. As I said, I've been a huge Aaron Rodgers fan pretty much his entire career. Some of the throws he's made, and I always go back to the one in the playoffs against the Cowboys where he's rolling out of bounds to his left and he throws the ball 30 yards down the field on a rope over a linebacker where it drops in perfectly to, I believe it was Jermichael. No, it was oh my God, he played for the Titans and then he played for the Packers. He was a tight end. I can't remember his name. Doesn't matter. But it was one of the most amazing throws I've ever seen. It's incredible. So, no, I don't find that funny. I find it funny in the circumstances under which it happened.
We're not celebrating Terzio, man. Yeah. Calm down. Look at this. He thinks now we weren't supposed to crawl down and break our legs so he can laugh.
No, Terzio.
We're not making fun of the guy. It's a horrible situation.
I don't think you listened to last price.
Raul literally just said Raul exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. If
Hackett was a fall for Rodgers injury.
Any sort of competent offensive play caller, it's very likely Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt.
First of all, Aaron Rodgers should be calling his own plays. I don't give a shit about Nathaniel Hackett. Hackett and him can discuss what they want to do, and then Rodgers should be out there saying, "This is what we're going to do." You think Tom Brady would fucking listen to the goddamn? I think he listened to no offensive coordinator. He went out there and did what he wanted to do. Give me a break.
Well, that's why Tom Brady, throughout his career, aside from like a couple of outlier years here and there, always had offensive coordinators that he actually respected.
Yeah.
Because in the years he didn't have, for instance, his last season in Tampa, when Bruce Arians is no longer there, and he doesn't have the same level of respect. Like, I'm sure he respects Byron Leftwich, but it's not the same as someone like Bruce Arians. It's not the same as someone like Charlie Weiss from early in his career. It's not the same as someone like Josh McDaniels, who he actually worked with from the time Josh McDaniels wasn't even an offensive coordinator, when he was just a low-level person on the staff. So I think it's a little different. Tom Brady isn't interested in bringing a friend in to call the offense. He's interested in bringing in someone who he respects to call the offense. A little bit different strategy there from Rodgers to Brady, but, like I said, no, I fully believe that Nathaniel Hackett is – some of that blood is on his hands. Absolutely, 100%.
Terzio's angry. Terzio's just angry at the world right now.
But don't say that on us. We have not one bad thing. We're not making fun of the guy. It sucks. I don't never want to see a guy, especially a guy in his 40s, who may never play again. That's a real shitty way to go out. If this is the last time we see him, I've always liked
Rodgers. That's going to be rough for him.
Goes back to what I said. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game. There's no debating or arguing that. I may poke fun at Dave with some Aaron Rodgers stuff, and I may poke fun at Jets fans, but Aaron Rodgers is easily one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks to ever step on a football field. To see his career likely end this way is horrible. It's not even close. It's terrible.
Yep.
Terzio, we're gonna get to that 40-0, but be careful what you wish for, because that's coming up for you next week, buddy. All right. So, the Buffalo.
You know what, Terzio? Suck a fucking fart out of my ass. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
He's angry today.
I don't care if he's angry. But don't fucking come at us. We didn't do anything. We're not celebrating Aaron Rodgers fucking getting hurt. You know what? Now I am. Fuck him. I hope he never plays again. And I hope the fucking Jets team plane crashes into the fucking ocean. How about that?
Big Blue kiss my ring. The Jets have a ring? From what,
Jets
like
have no fucking rings. We got 4, bitch.
They got one.
4.
They got one. the same.
You weren't even alive the last time they fucking won anything. Fuck them.
I think Terzio was.
Fuck that fucking. You know who was that fucking cocksucker quarterback? Sold his soul to Satan so they can fucking win the goddamn Super Bowl III, and they'll never fucking win it again.
Who's the greatest quarterback in Jets history, Timmy?
Fucking Flash. Fucking Gordon is the greatest quarterback in the history of the fucking Jets. Fuck them.
Do you know that Joe Namath has a negative touchdown to interception ratio throughout his career and only completed 50% of his passes?
Oh, that's
fuck him in his fur.
He's in the Hall of Fame though. I don't know why.
Him on my balls is what he's in.
My God, and
fur coat
and he's all over the place. Oh,
fuck him.
That's another thing. Well, and now on top of it, the Jets are on prime time for 5 more times this year.
Can't wait.
They're going to get flexed out of most of those.
The
Chiefs one can't be flexed out.
Yeah. Isn't it just it's either 2 or 3 out of the 5 that can be flexed? I forgot what I read because my memory is mush. That's what it is. All right, so the rest of the game goes okay. The Jets were treading water. Defense was getting it done. Zach Wilson, I mean, he still looked not good. Now the first few series, obviously you got to get through that half. They had a plan for the half. You can't. The first couple, was it two false starts in that first series that he took, or the second series that he took over, and it was because of the cadence. Obviously, Rodgers and Zach Wilson have a difference, slightly difference there. But they made whatever adjustments that they had to make. Breece Hall had that big run, and Buffalo just shut themselves. Josh Allen can't stop the run, and then can't do anything significant on offense. 3 interceptions, 1 fumble, and listen, we talked about the potential headbutting between him and Diggs in the offseason. But Diggs was right there on the sideline. Hey, you got this. Don't worry. In spite of all your efforts, we still have a chance here. That was kind of like the gist of it towards the end. And then you get a walk-off punt return touchdown in overtime. And what a disappointing way for Buffalo to start the year, because it was going to be a heavyweight battle. It's going to be Rodgers, and it was going to be Allen, and two teams that are favored potentially to win that division, and Buffalo shat themselves. I don't know how else to say it. Not in the sense that the Giants shat themselves, but they shat themselves.
I think Tim talked about them not being able to stop the run. It really wasn't the running game. It was just Breece Hall. The rest of their running game was not good. They had 18 carries for 45 yards on carries that went to someone not named Breece Hall. Breece Hall was an absolute monster, and the fact that he only touched the ball 11 times seems kind of crazy to me. But I know Cook had 13 rushes and 3 catches. So 16 times for Dalvin Cook to 11 for Breece Hall. I thought Breece Hall looked amazing, which him coming off of an ACL injury is a good sign.
Very good sign.
Incredibly talented running back. If he's going to be fully healthy this year, he's going to be one of the 4 or 5 best running backs in football. As far as receivers, Garrett Wilson looked incredible. I know he didn't do a whole lot, but
on that brilliant pass from Zach Wilson.
I'm trying to say nice things about the Jets, so I wasn't going to bring up Zach Wilson.
What you did was you had that positive outlook right there, so you wanted to praise Garrett Wilson for what he did, as opposed to why he had to do what he had to do.
Well, we have Jets fans in the comments that are clearly their panties in a bunch right now. So I was trying to say the nice things without getting mean and nasty. But
that's over. That's over.
No,
that's
never
over.
mind. I thought the defense looked as advertised as well. I thought the pass rush wasn't as effective as I thought it was going to be, but they were getting home. The coverage is what really
coverage.
I feel a lot of their pressure was generated by good coverage. And that's where they were really starting to get to Allen when Allen was holding the ball in the pocket for too long. That's my positive Jets stuff. Let me get to my negative Bill stuff now. Josh Allen is in his 6th fucking year in the league. This guy needs to learn to just throw the ball underneath every once in a while. holy shit, man, you don't have to win the game on one throw on every possession. Like it's a 4-quarter game. You're going to throw the ball 30 or 40 times. You don't have to get it all every time you throw it. Like fucking take a check down. Go underneath. Don't just heave the ball 30, 40, 50 yards down the field because you can. This is the stuff that worried me that he was never going to be a competent quarterback when in his rookie and sophomore year. And ever since they played the Chiefs in the 2021 playoffs in that massive, unbelievable shootout game they had with the Chiefs where the Chiefs tied the game with 13 seconds left and then won it in overtime. Ever since that game, this is kind of how Josh Allen has reverted to playing. Like he thinks every game's going to be like that. And it's a shame because he had really started to show signs that he was getting it and it was clicking. And I feel like we're kind of reverting back now. And I'm not just saying it based off one game. He was playing like this last year too.
Brian Daboll.
He has. Brian Daboll also left the team after that playoff game for those who are questioning it. But yeah, it was one of the worst Josh Allen games I've seen since those first couple of years. Just horrible decision making, the inability to make competent decisions with the ball, and then get the fuck down when you're running. Holy shit, man! You don't have to take a hit every time. He's cutting back.
He still hasn't learned.
Diving in the air. I'm like, what are you doing?
He does it. He won't. He does it. And since whatever year it is, and you might have seen this stat also, but he leads the NFL in both touchdowns and interceptions during whatever year stretch it is.
This fucking guy is still going on with this shit. Terzio, I hope he understands the Cowboys may not allow a fucking offensive touchdown in the month of December.
Wait, not even that. They play the Jets next week. Be careful with this.
Go look at their schedule. They played you guys last week. They play the Jets this week. Then they play the Cardinals and the Patriots. They legit are going to go through September and not allow a fucking touchdown as a defense. Like, it's fucking 40-0. They're going to be down 2 more quarterbacks next week. Fuck, man. You saw the way they couldn't block anyone on the Buffalo Bills. You think they're going to do better against the fucking Cowboys? Get out of here.
We're gonna have the same record after next week. All right, so that's the big drama-filled soap opera that became the Jets Monday night. They squeak out the victory. It's a feel-good victory, I guess. But then afterwards, you hear them say it's not good, and then confirmation. I like a lot of people were making fun of all the internet doctors, but when you're looking at the video, you see it happening. You see it happening, and
that's nasty. It's just nasty.
Brian, I don't know if you remember this, Timmy, from a few years ago when we were playing softball. Brian Hum sucks. He's that's a phrase often used on this network. But he popped his Achilles, but it's shagging baby fly balls in right field softball. Age had something to do with that one, but people know.
There's one of a woman on doing an exercise and filming herself, and you hear the pop. Did you see that video? You've watched that video?
No,
and woman pops Achilles during exercise. You hear like a boom. I was like, oh my god.
Did you see the video of Tariq Cohen's? I think it was from last year or the year before while he was working out. You could hear it. So he's got his phone set up and he's working out. He's recording himself. And I don't even remember what he was doing, but you just hear a loud pop, like there's a pop. And you hear it and he just goes straight down. And they're like, yeah, that's his Achilles. I was like, oh, God.
Josie, don't get into coaches, please. You and your fucking Aladdin-looking fucking worst fucking coach in the fucking league. He looks like a fucking Indiana Jones villain. Fuck off with that shit. Debo can out-coach that asshole any day of the week. Hope he fucking melts when they open the ark, that son of a bitch.
That is echo. That I want to die hard. All right. That's out of the way. That game. Ant, you wanna go over some Dolphin stuff?
Plenty of Dolphin stuff to go over, man.
I'm not gonna offensively. We'll start on the defensive side of the ball. Start with the less positive stuff. Defense.
I dropped their asses in fantasy.
The defense for 3 quarters and about 13 minutes looked terrible. Like they couldn't stop a nosebleed on a small child. And I don't know what Vic Fangio did on that last drive, well, let me rephrase that. I know what he did. The Dolphins blitzed on only 17% of Justin Herbert's dropbacks. For comparison, when they played the Chargers last year, they blitzed him on 46% of those dropbacks, and Herbert shredded them. This year, they didn't blitz him as much. They stayed back. However, on that last drive, Fangio apparently just knew the right ones to dial up because he dialed 2 of them up there on the last 2 downs and ended the game, essentially. Overall, a horrible defensive performance. They got run all over. The pass defense was much better. The pass defense wasn't terrible, but the rush defense, my God, was god awful.
Negative fantasy points, Ant. Negative. I won't stand for that.
It was bad. I when I watch football on Sundays, I have 2 TVs, and so I usually have one game on one TV and Red Zone on the other. And obviously, the Dolphins were on. I have the Dolphins game on, and there were several times during that game where I was just like, I can't, like physically, I can't take watching this. But then the offense would come on the field, and I'd feel much better about myself. The offense looked phenomenal. Mike McDaniel is a genius, and some of the plays and concepts and things that he does offensively are just brilliant. If you don't believe me, just go back and watch the game. I've never seen a receiver line up essentially where a tight end lines up and then run in motion outside. I don't mean behind the line of scrimmage to the opposite side of the field. I mean towards the sideline is his motion. And it's not even just like him going in motion and like shifting into a receiver spot. He is literally just full speeding towards the sideline, and then they snap the ball. And they ran it a couple of different times with Tyreek. He's also the biggest
dork in the world. I can't with him.
Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, I can't.
His interviews are painful, but I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me.
They're, as the kid calls these days, cringe.
That my daughter says that all the time.
Cringe.
Yes, very, very cringe. Very cringe. But no, offense looked great. Tua was making throws left, right, and center, accurate, good velocity down the field. No quarterback in the league this week threw more passes, 10-plus yards down the field, 15-plus yards down the field, 20 and 30-plus yards down the field than Tua Tagovailoa, and he had the highest success rate on those throws, higher than any other quarterback in the league this week. So a great week 1, very exciting. At the same time, I'm absolutely terrified because we play the Patriots next week, and while Tua has owned the Patriots, as he's 4-0 against them, Bill Belichick defenses always terrify me, and they looked really fucking good defensively against the Eagles on Sunday.
He has never thrown more than 1 touchdown pass in a game against the Patriots.
4-0. That's all I care about.
I know you but
yeah.
So
pretty sure he threw 2 last year.
Well, then
first game of the season, I thought he threw 2 against them.
I'm
almost positive.
I'm positive you're wrong. Unless the person who I heard it from was wrong. I think that was
you might be right.
Bill Simmons. No, it's not me. I didn't go look it up.
Bill Simmons is the same dumbass who a week ago was talking. Not Bill Simmons. Yeah, Bill Simmons was talking about how the AFC East is the greatest division ever, and then this week he's talking about the division is in shambles. And then the other guy that was on there with him
it's an opinion versus a fact. Don't make me bring Dave on here to differentiate.
Bill Simmons to the WWE should bring back Test, who's been dead for 20 years.
I stand corrected.
The victory is all that matters. Is my point. I guess. But all right. So and then the other bit that I heard. No, I heard this on the Fantasy Focus podcast. That's where I heard it from. So, because they were talking about Tua go forward in fantasy. So they also talked about how he had an even better game last year than he did yesterday against Chargers, that game against the Ravens. And from a fantasy perspective, I know we have separation there, but from a fantasy perspective, he didn't put up more than 5 20-point games the rest of the season. So let's see how it goes. I know 6 touchdowns, 469 yards last year, and I don't remember what it was. It was a 3 and 461. Tyreek Hill is not going to have 215 yards every.
He might. He might.
We'll see.
You know what I want to see? I want to see that offense against the Cowboys defense.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was
the
really
speed
concerned.
and the speed.
I was really concerned going into that game about the offensive line and how they would be able to handle Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, especially with no Teron Armstead and Liam. God, I'm gonna forget his fucking name.
It's not Neeson.
No, but the person who filled in for Teron Armstead as the left tackle actually graded out as like the second or third best left tackle on the week this week. And then former first-round pick Austin Jackson playing right tackle. There's a couple of clips going around online about it. I'll send you guys one later. But he manhandled Joey Bosa all day. On passing plays and running plays. He just gave Joey Bosa the business for 60 minutes. So,
All right.
I still have a lot of concerns about the offensive line, to the point that when I saw Lael Collins got cut yesterday or today, I was like, please, dear Lord, please let us sign him, because I still don't trust that offensive line. So we'll see.
That is the perfect segue to the game that Timmy's going to talk about, and an even more offensive line than you could ever imagine. Timmy's going to talk
what am I talking about?
Timmy's going to talk that Sunday night game, Cowboys and Giants.
I don't even want to talk about that game. You know why I want to talk about that game?
Because
we just did it.
Turns you out.
Not only that though. No. See, no. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about that because there's not much to talk about. It was the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my life as far as the Giants go. It really was. And I was at the game, like I said, and we stomped you out. I was at the game when they lost 35-0 to the Cowboys, but that was Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith. I saw those guys that night. It was a disaster. Yeah. This was just a shameful display of an offensive line. I'd never seen an offensive line just get destroyed the way they did. Michael Parsons did what he wanted, when he wanted, how he wanted. It's like, dude, you got to put someone on that guy. He's going to run amok on you. And he did. He ran amok. It was horrible. Anthony, you had the stat for us. 1.2 seconds. What were you talking about? No, Steve, you talked about before.
What was the final?
You said 1.2 seconds he had to throw the ball.
1.7.
No, his average. He had a 1.7 was his. I'm sorry. The average looked like it was in the 2.3 range, which, to give you an idea, like the average NFL quarterback has like 2.8 or 2.9 seconds. So you're talking like 3/4 of a second less than the average. However, last season his average was 3 seconds to throw. He has the best season of his career. But if you look at his career as a whole, he also has had the lowest average time to throw of anyone in football, except for Sam Darnold, which is largely affected by his years in New York with the Jets, where they couldn't block anyone. Seeing ghosts, yeah. Well, they couldn't block anyone over there. So it wasn't good. There was multiple plays that Steve and I were talking about where there was like 1.2, 1.5, 1.7 seconds. Not until he was under pressure, until he was getting hit. Literally hit. Not under pressure. Not, oh shit, they're coming, I got to get rid of the ball. No, 1.5 seconds, fuck, I'm on my back. Like, that's really fast.
It was a horrible display. And I ripped him a complete asshole, and we stomped you out. And I said, I blame the Maras all the way down to the fucking guy who cleans the toilet. I blame everybody for this game, because this is the game that they should have fucking been ready for. I said I picked the Giants to win, not because I'm a homer, not because I'm just, that's what you do. No, because I really thought that this is the game you've had a year to fucking prepare for. You knew you were playing the Cowboys on week 1 a year ago. I figured they'd be ready. The coach of the year would have them ready. No, they got their asses handed to them. And there's really not much else you can say about it. It was fucking horrendous. It was horrendous. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. So just to take you all back through some, and we can comment on any of these if you guys want. Just chime. What you got? He's got a stat.
The official average pocket time for Daniel Jones was 2.2 seconds. That's oh my god!
I've sneezed longer than that. It's like, it's ridiculous.
You see, Raul says, I've been a Giants fan since '79, and I've never seen a bad game like this ever.
And we're talking Danny Cannell, Danny Werfel, and fucking Kent Graham. This was.
You brought up Danny Cannell. That was amazing.
Danny Cannell,
horrible, dude. I've lived through some horrible quarterbacks. Yeah. So it's Can we talk about I want to talk about real quick.
Yes.
The game that completely ruined my weekend, and that's the goddamn Cincinnati Bengals. What the fuck? My lock of the week was the Bengals. I parlayed a fucking bet on DraftKings. All the Bengals had to do was win, and what's his name had to score a touchdown. Jamar Chase. That's it. I was like,
You figured that's a lock there.
Easiest. So, neither happened. And I was like, Joe Burrow. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with that dude, but they better fix that quick. He also affected my fantasy game because my opponent Keith had Joe Burrow at quarterback. If Joe Burrow was normal, I would have lost that game. But that's only for that perspective. Thank you for Joe Burrow being bad, because I got to win my fantasy game that way. But that was my biggest shock of the week. Not because the Browns played as well as they did, but because the Bengals just did not show up either. And I was like, holy shit, I cannot believe this game is as bad as it was. So that's the one that really hurt me.
If you told me that the Browns were going to win that game by more than 2 scores and that Deshaun Watson was going to complete 50% of his passes for under 200 yards, I would have called you a liar. Yeah. Because there's like, that's not going to happen. Oh, did Nick Chubb have 300 yards rushing? No, he didn't do that either. It's like, how did they win?
Didn't happen either.
Myles Garrett is really good at football.
Yeah,
he's pretty damn good.
And he was angry.
Really good at football.
He was angry before the game. For all
I'll never understand players giving other players bulletin board material. Why are you going out there talking shit about
he called them the elves, right? They called them the elves. That's all it was.
Yeah, he said we ain't losing to no elves.
But they got a big fucking elf. But they got a big fucking elf on the field at midfield. Who cares? That's not a slander to me.
Big elf.
they had a big fucking elf in the middle of the field.
And they actually chose to leave the elf on the field because they were going to go back to the helmet or to the. Don't they have a dog logo too somewhere?
They should. That's the logo. That's the logo. That should be the logo.
I thought they did have a dog, like a dog
or
head
a
or something
truck
that they've had at midfield before.
But why a dog? Why a dog?
That's what they're supposed to be. The Cleveland Browns are supposed to be dogs.
But they're Browns. They're brown. They're literally named after a man who started the team. Why a dog? Why not a parrot? Why not a fucking goldfish? Why, you know what I'm saying?
I almost reacted way too fast to you talking there.
I think we've got our fourth guy. Are we ready? Fourth man back there. We do have him. Boom! There goes Mello. Better late than never. Mello.
What up, fellas? Sorry, I took a nap.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're happy you're here.
All right.
I had troll music all queued up for you, but I forgot to put it on.
No, there ain't no trolling today. What are you talking about?
There can't be any trolling.
Are you sure?
You have your own segment. I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
I might just change the name of that segment. Thinking about it now, it's a working title.
That's it. I don't even have a title for my thing that I'm gonna do, but we'll figure it out. This show didn't have a title for the first month and a half.
We were untitled football show.
Terzio, shut up.
I already fought Thursday already, Mel. You missed it. We already fought.
What was he talking about? The Mets again? Oh wait.
He's talking about everything else.
No, he's talking about the Giants and the Jets and a little bit of Aaron Judge stuff there.
Don't worry, it's a sad day, Terzio, to be a Jets fan. Oh, I mean that's every day, but
and it wasn't.
I feel for you on this one.
And the win was fake because they didn't call the penalty.
It's a fugazi.
A very obvious penalty for a chop block. They didn't call it. That's just as fake as.
Wasn't in the script.
See, Faraci, I was going to say something, but I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'll let it go.
Listen,
I hate having a Met fan on this show.
I know what I am. I know what I deal with. At the very least, I am the most loyal person in the world. I am a Knicks fan. Thank God I'm not a Jets fan.
We know that you can get through anything, essentially.
Yes, exactly. I could push on through.
It's true. I'll give you credit.
All right, so you just a few of the other games, disappointing games, throughout for various
Can you
reasons.
throw Raul's comment there on the screen?
Which one?
It looked like the Bengals were flat.
Oh, no, boom. Looks like the Bengals are flat as a pancake, and because they did not play together in the preseason game, the Bengals lost.
Hey, the Steelers played together in the preseason. What happened to them?
They ran into a perfect team. That's what happened.
They got pancaked. The perfect
Payback
team.
is
The perfect team. All they
Terzio,
were
we've
missing was a
heard Jets
kicker.
say that for 50 years. Nothing's ever happened. We're not that concerned.
All right, so getting back to last Thursday, Lions. That feels like forever ago now that happened.
It does.
Lions beat the Chiefs. No Chris Jones. Chris Jones isn't signed. Wants to sign long term. What's the? We have any significant updates on Mr. Travis Kelce?
Practicing, limited.
Hey, baby, just tell me
I
this.
mean, I really could use him back in some of my fits.
I could use him. Mahomes gave me 28 in one league, and without Kelce,
You'd take that.
I won that
Sounds like a
that
good
league
week.
by 3 points.
He could have got you more if it wasn't for.
Oh my god! What a
Since we're
dick.
talking about this game, can we bring up the fact that this dude had a negative what was it? Negative 2 point something EPA on targets, which essentially means that for every 3 targets he received, the other team scored a touchdown, and that's exactly what happened.
My favorite meme of all from that, I think, is how did this turn into that? And the ball, they show the ball in Tony's
The ball
hands,
could not have been more.
and then it turns into Eddie's gone.
The ball is there.
I haven't seen worse
This
hands than
play
Ted
turned
Ginn.
into a touchdown for the Lions. Oh, okay.
Ted Ginn is a Miami Dolphin.
Good Lord.
Enjoy your fake win, Terzio. Enjoy your fake win.
Later, Terzio. We're gonna try.
That's
and do
all
that
the Jets have
this
to
week.
celebrate. Let's be real.
Fake, a win that where penalty wasn't called. Fake win. Just as fake as
I don't even care that they won. No
I
one
don't
should
either.
care that they won. They're not going
No.
See, that's the thing, Dave.
They still lost.
Dave, you missed it.
Oh yeah.
You missed it though.
This is the
He's
most-
antagonizing us. Well,
This
me.
is the most Jets thing to ever happen. Think about this for a second, okay? Even if the plan was to truly have Rodgers for 2 years, you're not getting, like, even if he comes back next year, he's a 40-year-old quarterback with one leg. Like, I don't know how good that's going to be next year coming off the torn Achilles. But think about this. Because of how talented the rest of that roster is, because they are a very talented roster, especially on the defensive side of the ball, there's no way they don't win at least 7 games this year. Like, honestly, they're going to win 7 or 8 games. You know what that means? They're going to be picking in the middle of the first round like they always do, and they're not going to be able to get a quarterback. And then next year, again, when they still don't have a quarterback, guess what's going to happen again next year? They're going to win 7 or 8 games and still not be able to get a fucking quarterback. It's the same shit.
Terzio, I don't need
It
Crow.
was a
I don't need
lose-lose
Crow.
for them.
I don't need
This
Crow.
was
It's
the
no
most
good for you.
Jets thing to happen ever. This is the reason, like, when everyone's hyping up the Jets all offseason, I'm like, they're the Jets. It's like, they're the Jets. At the end of the day, I don't care who they have. I don't care what they do. They're the Jets. This is the shit that happens.
Terzio, by the
And
way,
that's not even a shot at the Jets. They're
I
a troubled
picked the Jets
franchise. This
to
shit
win.
always happens.
I picked the Jets to win, and yet he
I didn't.
attacks me, and he attacks me for
I
no
picked the Jets
reason.
to win too. I'm rooting for my brother, and he's laying it on.
Melo's an actual Jets fan too.
See, disrespectful.
I turned in my jersey 5 minutes into the first quarter. What are you talking about?
Dave was the Homer meme, but he goes into the bush, comes back out. That was Dave.
I came back out with the blue. I
gone?
was like, yeah, this is better to
Hey,
win.
hey! Shout out! I won't go through all the rest of the game, but shout out to Bears Nation who thought that Green Bay changing quarterbacks, new regime, new this, we taking back over. But they didn't know that Aaron Rodgers sold some of his shares in the team to Jordan Love. What? So, same old Bears against the Packers. Packers look good, guys.
Had Jordan Love thrown a touchdown and then gave us the little discount double check, I would have been so happy. It would have made my day. He looked pretty good though.
He did.
What is Raul talking about? Kelsey leave Taylor Swift alone?
Oh, you didn't
Is
hear
he
about
trying
the
to get
Travis
over that?
digging
Kelce,
into my
Taylor
segment
Swift
here.
rumors?
Yeah,
They're supposedly dating.
I didn't know that. Oh my God, poor Kelsey now.
we're gonna get an all Kelsey album, probably in a few years.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Best album ever.
That's right.
She's going to go on tour afterwards about it, and Chiefs fans aren't going to like Travis Kelce anymore. It's going to be wild.
Oh my God.
So she'll sell out Arrowhead, and everybody will be.
Yep. We're gonna get
She's
60
going to do
songs.
the show
Like
in a Kelce jersey with a big black X over it.
You're gonna have such hidden titles like tight end and and you drop the ball and shit like that.
You dropped them. That's a good one.
I wonder who this is about. You dropped the ball with my heart, like something like that. No, forget it.
Is that true,
It's gonna
Terzio?
sell
I
15
or you
million
fumbled
copies
my
of that
heart.
one song.
you fumbled my heart. Wow.
I will
This is
write.
good.
I'm
This is good stuff.
gonna write
Just
that.
start
song.
writing it.
I'm gonna
Write
write
the
that
song
song.
for her and send it.
I'm making a note right now.
Packers still on the Bears no matter what quarterback they put. Terzio, I didn't see. I didn't know this. Steve Cohen is being portrayed in Dumb Money, which is the stock market GameStop.
Yeah, by
deal.
what's his name? Isn't he Seth Rogen? Isn't Seth Rogen playing him?
I
I
didn't know.
don't think Seth Rogen was him.
Seth Rogen
I
was
thought
in it. He was one of the rich guys. Yeah, but yes, Steve Cohen
Tonight's
did
a screening, so we'll start hearing some reactions from that. I was about to say game, but from that flick. All right. So
Vincent D'Onofrio is playing Steve Cohen. Phenomenal actor, by the way.
What percentage of Cohen's net worth does he have?
D'Onofrio?
What percentage? Yeah, he should have like gotten one day with like Steve Cohen's debit card.
I don't think Steve
Just to
Cohen's going to
feel
approve of this movie.
How? Just to feel how it is. Just yep.
I mean, the movie's literally
events,
about how like some nobody from the middle of nowhere like took billions of dollars from this guy. So
fantastic.
legally took billions of dollars from him.
Yeah.
So
what is this movie? Is the Madoff type thing? Oh no, Terzio. Oh no.
See,
Uncle Steve might be going down.
Fucking Madoff. Let's not bring up Bernie Madoff on this show ever again. Those are speaking of dark times.
All right. I can do that.
Wow.
As long as Terzio's nice to me, I can do that.
All right. Back to the schedule. All
right. Let's week. All right. So week one, the drama-filled week one, up in smoke for some. All right, Mello, you want to get to Mello is the roaster. The roaster, Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters, huh?
Like Kenny Rogers
over there, to get one free.
Well, here's where I'm like now thinking that maybe because you guys love to call me a troll, I can change the segment again. We'll see. It's a working title. I'm trying. What if you make it
Trollster?
Roll,
I don't like it.
Could be.
Roll.
I don't like Trollster.
Working title here. Essentially, what I want to do is, I don't know how long this is going to take either. I'm probably going to have to time it afterwards. It's going to be quick. I kind of want it to be like a 2-minute drill, but me just going down each game.
Do you want me to put I'll put the stop clock on you if you want.
You can. See if it's like 1 minute. I don't think I was going to reach 2 minutes.
You don't want to see it, though. I was going to say, I'll put it on and I'll hold it up for you.
Oh, no. I don't want to see it.
Okay.
So let me know, and I'll start my my new segment here where, it's boom roasted.
Boom roasted.
So here we go. I'm going down every single game. So we got Lions Chiefs Thursday night. I think you should call up Acme and Warner Brothers because it's rabbit season and Kadarius Toney might need a new job after that game. Roasted. Ravens Texans. Isn't it great that the Texans don't change year in year out? Wow, they're really bad. Browns Bengals. I had 2 for this one. So first one, there was a certain color that was on the field the entire time, so I kind of got distracted. So I had this joke. Knock, knock. Who's there? Oh, I go knock, knock. My bad. I read it all. Knock, knock.
I'm not answering now. Who's there? Who's there?
Orange.
Aren't you?
Aren't you glad you didn't draft a Bengals player this week?
I did, though.
I had.
Well, then you're not glad.
No.
The other one was not sure what was more embarrassing, the Bengals or the Miz trying to break the Bengals guitar.
Oh,
that was bad. Then we got Bucks Vikings. The yeast rises, and you like that. Yes. Titans Saints. Titans fans are now 1 game closer to kicking off tailgating with a shot of mayonnaise in their beer. It's happening, guys. Tannehill's done.
Happening. It's happening.
Panthers Falcons. This game was the pits and should have just been played in London.
Very good. Very well done there.
I love this. This is my favorite thing we've ever done. I love this.
Jaguars Colts. If I was a betting man, I would have put money on the Jaguars money line for this game, or I'd just be Calvin Ridley. 49ers Steelers. Brock Purdy continues to steal more wins than Allen Robinson. The second has had a decent games in 2 years. Why is that guy getting paid still? Cardinals Commanders. Rondale Moore had 3 catches for 33 total yards to lead Arizona in receiving. His longest catch was 31 yards. Do the math, guys. Raiders Broncos. I just had one thing to say about this game. Jimmy jawline. That's it. No roast, just that jawline.
Just the perfect
All that
jawline.
needs to be said.
Dolphins Chargers. Marino somewhere with his head in his hands, hoping he doesn't completely get forgotten after Tua is all said and done. Giving the Dolphins some praise here because
Wow.
still a little impressed after that. Eagles Patriots. Brady in a Patriot jersey just seems right. Just like Jalen fumbling the ball and getting sacked. Packers Bears. I think Jordan Love is going to be a great stepdad. Rams Seahawks. This game almost made me puke, but Gino has come back from way worse. Giants Cowboys. So before this game, apparently this past weekend, Dak got sedated for 11 hours while receiving a tattoo. Somehow that still isn't as painful as watching the Giants play that Sunday night game.
Agreed.
Full of pussy.
And finally, Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football. Bills and Jets. And it looks like Zach Wilson lived up to his word. He made that dude's life a living hell. And that dude was Frank Terzio and all Jets fans in the future. Done. Roasted.
Excellent.
I like it. 3:30.
Well done.
It's all right.
No,
That
that's
was
good.
That was wonderful.
was
This is my new favorite segment.
Excellent job.
I'm gonna
Very
send you
good.
bits throughout the week. I don't know that they'll make the cut, but I'm just gonna shoot you something out. This was great.
Look, see, now you're going to start getting suggestions. Look at this. Good shit.
That
good
was
shit, good shit.
phenomenal.
And I need a shirt.
Oh, you gotta get a shirt.
That's why if I
Roasted
change it to
shirt.
just trolling, like then I feel like it would make sense now with you guys calling me troll.
If you get a
That's
shirt,
not
though,
trolling,
it has
though.
to have that picture of the troll on it.
Yeah, but that wasn't trolling. That was
No.
roasting. Trolling is what you do to us.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Do you guys notice that in our chat today, Mello called him dimes?
Once.
Yeah.
Once.
I did that
but-
on
and it came-
purpose.
Yeah.
Once.
I did that on
He,
purpose.
he,
I was
he
like,
realizes he has to go back to rooting for the other New York team now.
All right, so I was thinking this morning. I heard Stephen A's latest A list on his show, and since our show is better, I figure we should have some type of a list also. I don't know if you guys have seen his A list, but he calls it fluid, and there are many factors that go into his decision making. And then everybody else that's on the show at the time, they grade him on that list. So I'm going to start off with this week. It's not necessarily a top list. Let me pull this up. There's some graphics here, getting very high tech. It's amazing. Let's
We're evolving.
that means if you're listening to the show, you need to start watching it more often.
Boom.
Please. Like
Not
you're
roasted.
missing out if you're not watching. Honestly,
No, we got to do it.
It's
this
true.
way.
Live too.
So, unsportsmanlike conduct. My very first list here.
Oh, that was fun.
Ooh.
How great was that?
That was awesome.
Top 5 disappointing quarterback performances from week 1.
Shit.
Now, what goes into this? What was I thinking about here? Expectations is part of it. Play is part of it. Opponent is part of it. Now let's dive in. At number 5 on my list, in this very, very amazing inaugural list, Geno Smith, Seattle. Comeback player of the year after 9 straight crappy seasons. Gets comeback player of the year, and against what was coming into the game, one of the worst ranked defenses all in football, and he shat the bed. Geno Smith, which makes me happy. This is different from the Aaron Rodgers thing. Wasn't happy about Aaron Rodgers getting injured. I'm happy about Geno Smith sucking. Number 4 on my list, Deshaun Watson. What? They won the game. Not because of Deshaun Watson. It was because of that defense. Deshaun Watson, but he had like 140 yards, 150 yards, some very pedestrian, 75 QB quarterback rating. He had last year. He came back after all that shit that he put himself through. And a lot of people gave him a pass. You know, he's rusty, this and that. First game out after preparing for one of the worst defenses in all of football. Shit the bed. They won in spite of him. Number 3, Lamar Jackson.
Somebody's racist.
Steve is rapidly changing his 2-1 right now.
I'm kidding.
Lamar Jackson. This thing dragged out far too long in the offseason. He gets paid. I have him in one of my leagues. Maybe this is why I'm more upset at him than some others. But he's going against Houston.
Yeah.
I expected a huge game. I expected 35, 40, 45 fantasy points. No. Also, in spite of him, they win the game. They lose their running back. And now for you guys in fantasy, running back by committee just became running back by committee-er, I guess. You have no idea what the hell's going on back there. You got Lamar Jackson there, too. Yeah, Zay Flowers had a nice game. OBJ made a nice catch. Get your shit together next week, Lamar. Number 2. See if my racist tendencies continue here. Number 2, Joseph Burrow. I'm calling his full legal name. You screwed me over in one of my leagues.
That's how you know he's in trouble.
He's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. You got toys out there, and you did nothing with them. I understand the weather, but you got to be better than that. You just got the largest contract in the history of the world. Not the world, NFL. And you just got to be better than that. You know, these are the worst performances, the most disappointing performances of the week. Who's number 1? This is easy. Easy peasy. White boy from Buffalo, Josh Allen. Josh Allen against the Jets. You had an opportunity. Now, if number 1, it was supposed to be this heavyweight boxing match. All right, your opponent got knocked out real early in that first round. So you got
the
this
first punch of the game.
First pop, right? Then you had this glorious opportunity to just take over, take the crowd out of it. It was a big emotional deal, obviously happening on 9/11. And you shat the bed. 3 picks, a fumble. You got Stephon Diggs out there. You got Cook in the backfield. You got weapons. There's no excuse for that. I know the Jets defense is phenomenal, but you're Josh Allen. You're top 3 in everybody's list. Everybody's list. Maybe not now. Maybe that's sliding off a little bit in some eyes, but you're top 3 always in the conversation. These are my top 5 disappointing quarterback performances from week 1. What you guys think? They grade A to F. What you guys think?
Tim, start us off.
I am going to give you an A to F. I'm going to give you. Oh, you're very racist, but I'm going to give you. No. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I would flip flop 1 and 2, strictly because Burrow has. Josh Allen has Diggs, but that's it. That's it. I'm sorry to say, that's all he has. And there's that new shiny new tight end, which I don't know why they picked a tight end, not a wide receiver, doesn't make any sense to me. So that's why I would flip 1 and 2, because Burrow has, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, who scored 0 for me. Thank you very much. I'm gonna give you an A. I'm gonna give you an A. Even though I would flip 1 and 2, I'm gonna give you an A because I agree completely with the rest of the list.
Thank you, Timmy.
Sure thing.
Dave's going to give me an F because 1 through 5 is not Daniel Jones.
I mean, Okay, I'll give you this. I think 3 of these names belong there. It's 1 through 3. I don't think 4 or 5 belong there. I think absolutely the man who got shut out, threw 2 interceptions, deserves to be on this list because he still played like crap, even when he did have some time.
Geno
partially
Smith
Kadarius
barely,
Toney
but Geno Smith barely did better than Daniel Jones. Barely.
Okay, but I still think there's one other person that did worse. Like I said, Daniel Jones, I think, should be on this list. Number 1.
Well, again, this is not the worst 5 perform because then I could have just pulled up the list.
Oh yeah,
he did say disappointing. He didn't say worst performance.
Disappointing.
He said disappointing.
Now,
I think it was disappointing because
an opponent came into this also. Geno Smith played what was ranked the 30th ranked defense. Daniel Jones at home, and well, Jones was at home too, but Daniel Jones played against the number 1 ranked defense.
Well, I think it
and it wasn't just Daniel Jones. Barkley dropped the ball. Barkley didn't have a good game.
Barkley fumbled.
Barkley had a good game in this game.
The punter made 1 great punt, and that was it.
And I think
Graham Gano got a contract extension and immediately misses his first field goal.
I think Tannehill also should have been up here.
Tannehill's number 6 for me. Tannehill's 6 for me.
I think Tannehill had a worse
dropped
game.
Your grade for me with that one, Steve.
Tannehill?
I was going to say, if Kenny Pickett's not your number 6, if Kenny Pickett's your number 6, I was going to give you an A.
It's only a 5. It's only a top 5. You can't grade on the 6th.
He should have been 6, but I think Daniel Jones and Ryan Tannehill should be over Deshaun Watson and Geno Smith.
Okay, Ant.
So
C for me.
I'm gonna stick to my guns because Kenny Pickett. You said that. God, Tannehill was really bad too, though. I'm gonna leave it as an A.
You can't judge me outside the numbers.
You're right. I
who was your 9 through 10?
But who was number
Mello
8?
go to me
That's
into
the
that.
real question. No one cares about 6 and 7. Number 8. That's where we want to know. No, I give it an A. Josh Allen, I think, is the most disappointing performance of the week, and because that's the perfect word for what his performance was, disappointing. Aaron Rodgers went down on the 4th play of the game. Like, that's it. Like, you're supposed to walk all over them at that point. I don't care how good their defense is. All you have to do is play smart, take what the defense gives you, which is a bunch of underneath stuff that he refused to do, and win the game. Control the ball, control the clock, don't turn the ball over. You win by 2 scores, and you walk out of MetLife opening night with a W. And he did none of that.
Above.
None of that. He looked terrible. So, yeah, I will give you an A. I do agree with that list. I think that there could have been, as Tim said, I think there is a strong case to be made that Burrow could have been number 1. But I feel with the circumstances and the weather was not an issue for Josh Allen. It was just incompetence. So yeah, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna give you an A on that one. I liked it. It's another great segment.
It was an emotional night too.
Two successful brand new segments on this bad boy.
I don't have a name for what I'm about to do then with this whole Bosa thing.
I don't have a name either. But so we're gonna give Anthony an opportunity.
Everyone has a fucking segment except for me now. What the fuck?
Now you got to figure one out.
No, my segment is I scream at Terzio for 5 minutes.
That's my favorite segment.
Dave, you missed the beginning there. You missed it.
You got to watch over from the beginning.
It
was fun.
Matter of fact, I want that edited to one little thing so I can just make it over and over again.
All right, so you guys down there missed out on the show last week, and last week we kind of got into Bosa and him getting that big, massive, enormous contract from the 49ers, ending his little standoff with the team, if you will. And Ant is here to tell us why that contract is full of shit and should not have been offered.
5 years.
It's the fact that no human being should make that money, as we always say.
5 years, $170 million. He's the highest paid defensive player in the history of football. That means as long as you don't play quarterback, you have not made more money than Nick Bosa at any point in time. Nick Bosa. Sack leader from last season, 18.5 sacks. Impressive. Not really.
I sense a little sarcasm. Hold on. I want the sarcasm meter's going off somewhere.
Yeah, it's not impressive. And I'm gonna run down all 18 and a half of his sacks. I'm gonna tell you why they're not impressive. And because of time restraints and budget, concerns with going over budget here, I can't share the video with you for every single sack.
And we'll get sued.
But if you want, you know what? I'll post it in the comments here in a second, so anyone can go watch them and verify the information that I'm going to give here, because this has been checked and rechecked by numerous scientists across the world, and it's been proven to be a fact.
Rogers about science, actually.
I'm going to give you all 18 and a half of his sacks and who they came against, or didn't come against in some of these scenarios, because some of these are completely unblocked.
So you're potentially thinking of a strength of sack metric.
I'm just saying,
we can propose that to the NFL.
And I will support, and I will support my argument, after I run down this list, because I do have supporting data as well. Okay, so these are the list of his 18 and a half sacks. The first sack against Braxton Jones, who was a fifth-round rookie playing in his first professional game. The second sack is unblocked. The third sack is a coverage sack, which means it took over 4 seconds for him to get to the quarterback. The fourth sack, also unblocked, but it shouldn't have counted because he clearly tripped the quarterback. It was against Russell Wilson. As I said, I will post the link in the comment section so you guys can go watch this video and verify what I'm telling you. Literally sticks his leg out and trips Russell Wilson, gets credit for a sack. His fifth sack, again unblocked, although he did get there very quickly, credit to him. Sixth sack, once again, coverage sack, longer than 4 seconds. Seventh sack, Andrew Wiley is the offensive lineman he went against. Sack numbers 8 and 9, both against Alaric Jackson. Can anyone tell me what team Alaric Jackson plays for?
Tennessee.
Exactly. He's a backup. No one cares. No one cares. Foster Sarrell, also a backup. It took like 3.8 seconds, so you might want to give that one a coverage sack label too. But again, a backup. Sack number 11, we're at another coverage sack over 4 seconds. Sack number 12, James Hurst. Again, can anyone tell me who he plays for? No, but an extra bonus one on the James Hurst sack, which this is number 12. He's offsides. Watch the replay. Like I said, I'm going to post the link in the comments. He's clearly offside. It's not even close. He's offside. 13, unblocked again. He did get chipped by the tight end as the tight end was going out. But in case anyone hasn't seen Nick Bosa is bigger than most of your average tight ends. So the chip didn't really do anything. He just ran straight at the quarterback and hit him. 14, we're once again unblocked, this time on a stunt, though. So he does show off the speed a little bit on this one. He runs the stunt back inside. Nobody picks him up. Clean rush to the quarterback. Good job on him. Brandon Shell, again, we're at a backup. So that is what?
It's a shell of a sack.
That is 15 sacks so far, and I think only 2 of them are against start. One of them is against the starter, and it was a rookie. Charles Cross is number 16. That one is against the starter and is actually against a decent starter. He was pretty good for Seattle last year. I'll give you credit on that one. 17, Charles Leno. Charles Leno is a starter. Charles Leno is also very terrible at his job and has been throughout his whole career. Anyone who watches football should know this. Cornelius Lucas, another backup, is number 18. And then 18 and a half, Josh Jones, yet again, another backup. Now, before anyone says that's 18 and a half sacks, Anthony, who cares who they came against? Hold on. I have supporting data to support my argument. Give me one moment. For comparison, Hassan Reddick had 16 and a half sacks last year. More than half of his sacks came against these players: Jawan Taylor, Terrence Steele, Andrew Thomas, Ryan Ramczyk, Taylor Lewan, and David Bakhtiari. Do you notice the difference in names? Do you notice the difference in names between that list and the previous list we just went over with Nick Bosa? Yeah, there's actual good tackles on the second list. Like guys that have made Pro Bowls and been all pros and make more than $4 million a year playing offensive line because they're backups. So yeah, Nick Bosa is the biggest fraud in football. The defense rests.
The defense rests.
Can't we just say Kyle Shanahan is a genius and knows how to make his players look good?
I don't know if you've ever seen a Kyle Shanahan interview. He doesn't do a fucking thing with any of the defensive players.
No,
I don't even think he knows their names.
He's Bill Murray. He's Bill Murray in what you call it? what's the name of the
Ghostbusters.
movie? No, the Looney Tunes movie. Jordan. Space Jam. Holy,
Space Jam.
yeah. He's yeah. I don't play defense.
Whole defense. That's not me.
Let me make sure I send
Listen
this.
to Mike.
I gotta make sure I send this too, just so I don't forget.
Now
All right. So moral of the story.
I need a fucking segment now. I'm pissed off.
We need a segment for you, Timmy.
You're all coming out with segments without telling me, bastards.
I said today. I was thinking about it. I was like, and then I reversed it. I made it the worst.
I didn't know all three of you were popping out with a segment. I mean, Jesus.
The YouTube video with all the sacks has been posted in the comments as well. So anyone can rewatch that and verify my information.
Get it going.
This guy's got video evidence. I feel lazy now. I feel lazy.
Timmy, I think each week you should just be pissed off about something, whether it's Terzio, and just go off.
Yeah, but that's not fair because that's my reputation already. Ever since the Wonder Woman movie, that's the reputation I have. That I'm the pissed off old guy. Just because that movie made me angrier than I've ever been in my life.
Want to puke.
Well,
that movie changed you, Tim.
Whatever your segment ends up being about, I think we have to title it 1984.
All right, that's fine. Fuck Wonder Woman 84. No matter what I'm talking about, that's what we're gonna call it.
Everything goes back to Wonder Woman 84.
That's where all the trouble started. That's where
that'll be the segment. What sucks worse, the Cowboys or fucking Wonder Woman 84? And then every week I'll compare it to Wonder Woman 84. Just because of my reputation I got.
Reputation. All right, so we go from 3 new segments to the world famous picks. World famous picks.
Who won last week, by the way?
So last week, you and I finished 10-6, and the fellas on the left 9-7.
I mean, Anthony's has a little star right next to it.
Not sure why.
Changing his pick last minute.
Hold on. So you got 4 guys, myself and new guy Bruce, who we're trying to get on. He's going to be starting up his show in the next couple of weeks. They're going to be covering football, basketball, boxing, and UFC. Boom.
Ooh, cool.
So covers 2 sports, a little bit more than what we're already doing, and then covers 2 that we're not covering at all. So all good stuff there. Timmy, you went 9-7. Dave 9-7. Ed went 9-7. Keith went even. Steven 8-8, and Eric went 7-9. So let's get to this week. We start off with the very first Amazon Thursday night game of the week. We got a Sunday night game of the week on Thursday last week. That's how we start things off usually. This week, it's Vikings at the Eagles. I'm going off of FanDuel lines here. Eagles are favored by 6.5 at home. We'll start off with you, Timmy.
Fucking die, Eagles die.
Die, Eagles die. Raul always joins us in the comments.
Thank you, Raul.
He's got the Eagles. Mello, what you got going on this one?
We don't have any little headline like normal. Did he come
I
prepared this week?
No. Well, no, because now that there's 4 of us and we have the logos down there, it smushes everything in. So
I like being closer to you guys, though. Come on.
Maybe next week. I'll get back to it.
I think your cousin gets a dub on this one.
My cousin.
Just to be sure, and I know the answer, but I just want to reiterate: we are just picking straight up winners, not
straight
against
up winners.
Spread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going coward here.
I will reluctantly pick the Eagles, but for betting purposes, I am smashing the points with the Vikings on that game. So Eagles to win, but man, I love the points with the Vikings on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles too. They did struggle as far as Eagles are concerned against the Patriots last week. That was in Foxborough. We'll see what if they have a bounce back game this week against that awful defense in Minnesota. All right, up next, the love-led Packers now 1.5 point favorites at the Falcons. We'll go opposite here. Ant, who you got?
Going Packers. Going Packers. I liked what I saw.
You're feeling the love. That's what you're doing.
I'm feeling the love.
Love is in the air, baby.
Give me the love.
Mello, who you got in this one?
Also, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. Timmy, you putting the hat on?
I'm
Hat
going.
anywhere
I have it on. I gotta forget to bring my cheese.
near?
Cheese head's buried under all my hats, so I can't get it. I'm going Packers also because the fucking Falcons have fantastic weapons. Do not know how to use any of them. Kyle Pitts, don't know how to use them. It's like, what are you doing?
Drake
Packers.
London, top 10 pick.
Drake London. I don't know how to use that guy. So yeah, I'm going with Packers. Until you figure out how to fucking use their weapons, Packers.
That's a Packers sweep because I agree with you on every single point that was made there. Screw the Falcons. Did you see the Matt Ryan made his debut in a booth, and
he looked like fucking Howdy Doody in the 50s.
Yeah, but that's for sure. That's him and yeah. But did you hear what his broadcast partner said?
I heard there was a controversy, right? Something happened.
Yeah, because of what was going on in the field. I don't remember what game it was, but the game was closer than what it should have been. And the dude says, feels like it should be 28-3 right now.
Oh man,
that's fucked up.
Like
first week,
that Ryan's face was great.
First week, man, not even.
Let the guy settle in a little bit.
Nope.
Is that like an icebreaker?
No. Welcome to the Terradome, motherfucker.
I know. All right. Next up, which is a little bit of an intriguing scenario, at least, if not game. The Raiders head to Buffalo after that debacle. At the Meadowlands a couple days ago. Raiders, Bills. Bills are 9.5-point favorites here.
Whew.
So, again, straight up, we're picking here. The Ants' eyes are lighting up. Raiders plus 9.5 for show. Timmy, we'll start with you on this one.
Buffalo cannot go 0-2, so I am taking the Bills for their home opener.
Same here. I got Buffalo, even though I want to go with the jawline. But I think he's going to be missing maybe Jacoby Myers, which looked like his little safety blanket. So I think the Bills get that dub.
Jacoby Myers, who was made fun of all last year, was it last year or the year before for not having a touchdown until
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
He had 6 last year.
Yeah, that was hilarious a couple years ago. It's just he putting up decent numbers, just never got in the end zone. Ant, who you got this one? Up in Buffalo.
I agree with the crew for the reasons laid out. I will take Buffalo. However, for those gamblers out there,
I like the Raiders.
This is
yes.
You should be teasing the fuck out of this game. Oh my goodness.
Well, hold on a second. If Timmy does it,
I didn't put money on it.
Except if your name is Tim.
You got to let us tell.
Actually, no. Let him.
It's going to be 42-10 Buffalo.
Let Tim tease it. If Tim teases it for the Raiders, then we just tease it for Buffalo. And heavier. Yeah.
Timmy,
he's going to go 6-point tease. We're going to go 9.
I want a percentage then. That's all.
Yes, that's how it'll work. Yeah, we all.
Tim, if they all win, I have no problem giving you a percentage.
That's it, baby. That's it. Raul says, I hate to say the Bills, but the Raiders will get the 9 points. Yeah,
I agree with Raul.
I did win one game this week, guys. Leave me alone.
There you go. All right, next up, a battle of two of the most disappointing quarterbacks from week 1. It's the Ravens at the Bengals. Bengals are favored in this one by 3.5. And just them being at home, Burrow is not going to have two shit fest games like this. Lamar could take he could take a few steps forward from his game from last week too, especially from fantasy, you shithead. But I don't see the Bengals just shit in the bed again. So I'm going to have the Bengals this week. Ant, you go next.
This is going to be a game that just to piss Mello off, I'm going to pick a team now, and I'm going to say I might change it before the game starts on Sunday. I might change it. I'm going to take the Bengals right now, but I really want to take the Ravens because I actually thought defensively they looked really good on Sunday. They had way more of a pass rush than I thought they would. I'm just really concerned that their secondary is going to be tough this year, especially with no Marlon Humphrey, who I don't believe is going to be back this week. So I will take the Bengals, but I reserve the right to change it before Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Mello, who you got here?
All right. Well, funny enough, Anthony took what I was gonna say. I was gonna say this pick might change before 1 o'clock on Sunday. I'm gonna go the
Stole
Anthony
Sunday.
route, except I'm gonna reverse it. I actually think if Mark Andrews
Ooh.
plays, I think the Ravens win this game and the Bengals go down 0-2. If he doesn't, I think they might struggle a little bit on offense still, and Cincinnati will win it. But as of right now, I will go Ravens.
Little Ravens action there. Timmy.
I am going with the Bengals. They're another team who cannot afford to go 0-2. They are going to be pissed off that they were humiliated by fucking Cleveland. I think they're going to go.
All right. So we're a little bit split up on that. Next up here. Oh,
Oofa.
another disappointing quarterback from last week, Geno Smith, and the Seahawks head to Detroit, Rock City, to play the Lions. The Lions are 5.5-point favorites. When was I wonder when was the last time the Lions were 5.5-point favorites over anybody? But
Probably been a while.
here we sit. Mello, let's start with you.
Don't do it.
The Lions are, like the boss loves to say, fugazi.
Oh,
I don't believe that they're gonna go more
It's a
than
lot of
9
these
wins.
Uzi.
They might go 9-8, 8-9. I really don't know why you guys love them so much. They should have lost that game last week. They got lucky.
I
They
don't
ain't
have
getting
them making the
lucky.
playoffs.
They ain't getting lucky again. Geno
Guys.
comeback baby with the dub. Seattle.
Oof. Ant, who you got?
The Seahawks are going to be short both their starting tackles. And even though I don't think the Lions win more than 9 or 10 games this year, I think this is the second one. And I don't think they win the North because I think the Packers are better. But I'm buying Dan Campbell. If Dan Campbell's selling something, I'm getting in line. That's all I could say. I'm in line. He sold me. I'll take the Lions. Which, by the way, these spreads, this is the got to be. This is going to go really badly or really well this week for teases because there is some great tease games this week.
Oh, yeah.
Some great teaser games.
There's a reason we don't have FanDuel down here for us degenerates.
This is true. This is true.
Florida. We can't be trusted down here.
I'll place all the bets you guys want. Just send me some money.
That's true. There, see?
Just send me some money.
We're worried that if you place them, then we're not going to win.
As long as it's not my money. As long as it's not my money, I'm good.
Is that how it goes?
That's how
Okay.
it goes. If I'm not making any decisions and then handing over money, it's good to go.
All right. So Timmy, Seahawks, Lions.
I think the 8-time comeback player of the fucking week is Fugazi. I think we saw the real Geno Smith fucking last week, an overrated douchebag who only got lucky last year. I think the Lions are going to tear his ass up this week. Lions, baby.
Lions for Timmy.
Can we just say that if this was a head coach fight, that Dan Campbell would absolutely massacre Pete Carroll?
Oh my God!
Yeah, he'd kill him.
He'd probably kill a lot of coaches.
Yeah, I like to. He was doing the tryout for the Manning cast, and he would sit down and he didn't pay attention to what the person was saying. He was like, "I almost broke this chair."
Yeah, that was great.
Just sitting on it. I don't see Seattle putting it together. I really don't believe in what Geno Smith did last year, after 9 seasons of otherwise. And then heading east, not all the way to the East Coast, but heading east to play Detroit. I got the Lions here. Goff is looking good. Amon-Ra is Amon-Ra. The running backs are going to be in line here. I got the Lions. Next up, what a fantastic matchup this is. All eyes on this game. The Colts, 1-point favorite, going to Houston.
Wow, only 1 point.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here with this game?
I was gonna
Nobody's watching
ask to
this
go
game.
first, but this is not the game I thought it was gonna be, so never
Oh,
mind.
oh, did I get too much of a lead? Huh?
Well, no, you were going. I have a pick'em league on ESPN, and so as we're doing this, I'm going through just those matchups so I could see them. And the next on the list was Chargers Titans, but then you said that, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
All right, so let's start off with Timmy on this one. Colts Texans.
Who's at home?
Texans.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It's
Well,
not even a full 3 points.
But usually when it's a shit show and I don't know and don't care, I go with the home team. But I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the Colts in this one.
All right.
I think. Am I? Yeah. Am I? Yeah. All right. Fuck it. I don't care. Whatever this game is.
I thought Anthony Richardson looked pretty good on Sunday.
Yeah.
I was impressed. I thought he threw the ball way better than people thought he was going to.
He's already taken the big hits. He already started taking.
God, please, good Lord, get down, Jesus.
Yeah.
That one hit, I didn't know if he was going to get up. All right, who we got next? Dave here. Colts.
Yeah, I got Colts as well. I like Ant said, I really like how Richardson played. I think he actually surprised me a little bit more than I thought. And who's this guy? Who's the number one receiver? Pittman?
Michael Pittman.
Yeah, Pittman was another one that I was like, whoa, I really didn't expect him to play that well. And I think they're a good little duo.
Okay.
They look good. I thought they looked good. Aside from Deion Jackson, if Deion Jackson doesn't fumble the ball, what was it, 3 times?
Twice.
They twice. They might have won the game, honestly. Like, the game was pretty close until, like, the very end. Yeah, I'm taking the Colts. I thought Richardson looked a lot better than – I like him long term. I was not expecting the passing to be that far along this soon. So I really liked what I saw. Give me the Colts. And got to give a little credit. I know you guys aren't going to like this part. Maybe have to give a little credit to Shane Steichen on that one because I thought he looked great. You guys shouldn't care. He's not with the Eagles anymore now.
Once an Eagle, you know how the rest of that goes.
It's like Bob Uecker said in Major League 2. It's amazing what a new uniform can do for somebody.
Clean sweep here. Colts across the board for us. Next up, disappointment from last week. The Chiefs losing in Detroit. They had to Jacksonville to play the Jags. Chiefs are a 3.5-point favorite on this one. Ant, we start with you on this one.
I'm gonna throw the reserve the right to change my mind card out on this.
Yeah, I think we're all doing that for this game because we're all waiting for Kelsey.
Yeah, if Kelsey plays, then give me the Chiefs. But if Kelsey's not playing, I'm 100% changing to the Jags on this one.
Dave,
so I'll take the Chiefs for right now.
Ditto of what that guy over there said.
Ditto.
Yeah, I think, man, I did not know how good Jackson. I had a feeling Jacksonville was going to be good, but they looked a lot better than I thought. They looked like a true contender there. But yeah, I'll go Chiefs for this one right now too.
Not bad for a fraudulent quarterback.
Right?
Trevor Lawrence was making some big boy throws on Sunday. Like,
I wish Anthony would have had the chance, debate against the artist formerly known as Kyle, just to see what he would have responded to his fraudulent claims.
Every week.
He said who's fraudulent? Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. When he was drafted, he goes, he's a fraud. He's not going to be anything.
Every week, fraud.
With video evidence of all of the throws that he made on Sunday, and I wouldn't even have said anything. I was play this clip, please.
Hit play. Monkeys in the truck. roll the footage.
Yeah, that's all I would have done. He was in the bag on Sunday.
No, I didn't go yet.
Who you got?
Again, I'm gonna have to reserve my right to change at the last second, but I'm going the opposite way. Right? I don't know if I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go Jacksonville actually. Because
it is a home game.
And let me tell you something. In my other league, I got made fun of for taking Calvin Ridley. Oh, he's fucking blah, blah, blah. And Calvin Ridley got me some major fucking points. So
I took Ridley 18th overall in a league.
Yeah,
a year off,
right where he left off.
Yep. So that league can that league can suck it, and I'll take Jacksonville.
Tony Khan actually has some good news, for once.
For once,
I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm not changing it. Going with the Chiefs, and I dare Kadarius Toney to make a fucking catch.
Fuck him.
He's gonna play. Are we sure?
He should be in freaking
He's
Iraq by now, just hiding
like-
out in the mountains.
He's like an NBA player. He don't do back-to-backs. So I don't know he's playing this week.
He's a Terzio of football.
Imagine if he was still playing in New York, and he dropped
Oh
that
my
ball
God.
in that same situation. You know,
The we stomped you out would have been 20 minutes longer today. That's what would have happened.
buried his ass. All right.
Can I just say for fantasy that I cut Kadarius Toney yesterday morning, and I just want to say I think Kadarius Toney at some point this season will have a great game, like 20 plus fantasy points, and then I think to follow that up, he's going to either do something really stupid or be hurt, and then you're not going to know when to start him again, and that's going to be the course of his whole season. And as I'm sitting there thinking, well, exactly.
Yeah.
So as I'm sitting there thinking about all this, I'm like, I don't want to deal with this all year. Just throw him on the waiver wire.
You're like,
let
I'm
someone
done.
else worry about this. I'm not
Somebody
doing
else's
this.
problem. All right. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears heading to. You wanna go first? We got the Bears heading down to Tampa to play the Bucks. The Bucks are 2.5-point favorites at home. Ant, we start with you.
I'm gonna face Mello while I talk on this one.
The other way.
The other way.
The other way.
Oh,
The other way.
no, on mine. I'm facing him. Am I not facing? So I have to face
No.
this way. It's
Now you're
weird. On
facing.
mine, I'm facing away from him now. This is crazy.
That's weird.
Really?
So wait, you're telling me every time we open a show and I point like this, I'm not pointing at?
I
Tim?
told you that a few times.
I'm not even gonna.
Like when
now
I
I'm
introduced
just gonna
Tim, you're
talk forward
pointing.
because I've clearly ruined it. So never
Listen,
mind.
I did this for a long time. You know, it took me a while to get that way. You know?
So
You guys
this
just-
is Tim. This is Dave.
Yeah.
And no matter what
Yeah.
I don't point down for Steve, right? I'm just making
No,
sure.
no.
Okay.
So when I'm pointing this way, who am I
Tim.
pointing at somebody or?
Tim. It's Tim.
Tim,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So we're good now. All right.
Oh,
Good take care.
that's great.
I just wanted to say, I thought Baker had a decent game on Sunday,
He did.
and I thought the Bucks defense looked really good on Sunday. I know they gave up a lot of passing yards, but no one cares if you don't give up points. Who cares if you give up 400 passing yards? Don't give up any points. Who cares? I'm taking the Bucks with the points, without the points. I don't care. I think they're going to be better than maybe we thought. I thought they looked pretty decent.
We use a lot of people.
I mean, we as the rest of us that aren't here.
So obviously, if I scroll over down there, I'm going to Mello. I feel like he's picking the Bucks here. Not sure.
I mean, you smell that? It kind of smells like something
Like
is in
15
the
and
air.
6 year in a few months.
Something's in the air, like
Is Baker
some
doing
sort
Old
of,
Spice commercials now? What's going on?
some sort of like
Somebody
doughy
used-
substance. Oh, I think I know what it is. Oh, it's that yeast. That yeast is rising, baby. Going Bucks. 2-0.
It only
What's
took
the-
10
wait,
years. It only took
What's
10. It's the
he's
slowest
Baker.
It's a
yeast
one-
ever.
He's a baker. So
Game.
yeast
Yeah,
comes
it took me a minute.
Stupid.
It
It's
took me
bad.
minute.
It's a bad
Okay.
thing we got here. All right.
Jesus Christ. You said that earlier, and I thought you said the East is rising, and I'm like, he knows that the Bucks play in the South, right?
No, it was the yeast.
So I was like, what are you talking about?
Melo's not the best at geography. Okay.
Technically, it's still on the east. Just call it south.
They play on the
Alright,
East, yeah.
Timmy, who you got? Bucks are 2.5-point favorite.
I like the Bucks also. I thought they look pretty good. And Baker, he showed some balls, showed some attitude, which is, I think is what he was lacking really, other than talent. But yeah, no, I'm not fucking. I think he showed a lot of guts, a lot of balls. So I'm gonna take them.
Raul says I was waiting for this, Dave. You came through.
Goddamn yeast.
The East is rising.
No,
Hey,
Anthony, it's been yeast for how many years now? There's fucking yeast.
He said it earlier, and I totally thought he said East. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking
No.
about?
So now you get, and I said the
Yeast
yeast
has
is
been flat.
rising. You like
Yeah, I
that.
get it now. Baker, Yeast. Yeah, I got it.
Baker,
I want to change
the
my
yeast
pick
with
now
Baker
after you said
Mayfield.
that.
You put the bread into the oven, and then you get impatient. You open up the oven door, and the whole shit sinks in. That's Baker Mayfield.
Too many cooking references, guys.
Too many. All right, yeah. Listen, I of course Baker Mayfield had a good game. Where's how many passing yards did he have?
Not many.
173 passing yards, couple of touchdowns, 94 QB quarterback rating. I mean, like what a situation to be just shitty after one team after another and still wind up on a team with Mike Evans and Godwin. Still wind up on a team with
Tom
toys.
Brady. Following Tom Brady, though, don't forget too. That right there is pressure in itself. So,
And they took they know who was coming in, and they removed the shit ton of seats at the stadium, so they don't need to fill that up anymore. I'm going with the Bears. Going with the Bears here. Different.
What is the points on this one?
2.5
For
the Bucks
It actually opened
At
at
home.
3.5, so it's been bet down.
at home. So you figure about 3 points for at home. That they consider these teams about equal. Vegas does. All right, next up.
Just to throw this out there, the Bears are currently in the midst of an 11-game losing streak. Just throwing that out there.
New season,
They're not
baby.
very good.
New season.
Didn't look like it last week.
It's Baker Mayfield. And you know you could win. Well,
We may
Makes
be
it sound like
talking
Baker's
about
never
Justin
won in
Fields
his
that way in a
life.
couple weeks here.
oh
Baker
man,
has-
you're gonna see the biggest troll ever, Steve. If fucking
that's all right.
third game. I can't wait for the chat to start going up. Bing, bing, bing. Like, oh,
With-
that's a
with-
fucking touchdown by Baker.
And as he's searching for the gifts, he's like, "Oh, should I do it in the Browns jersey? Should I do it in the which jersey
all
should
the
I
time. Like, which one do I want to do? Do I
He's
want to
going
do
to send
the
you one
hell
for every
first?
touchdown he throws.
Well, that's what he did. He did it in the chat anyway. Two touchdowns. We got.
If he makes a really good play, it's going to be in a Rams jersey.
You know, real quick, guys. By the way, I was watching wrestling last night. I thought the game started a little later, so my phone started going bing, bing.
Oh.
Bing. I'm like, what the fuck
Shit.
is going on? I went, Aaron Rodgers card off field. I went, you've got to be shitting me. I had to change it. So you guys had me laughing because I was like, bing, 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 bing. I was like, no way that can be real. I think you guys are fucking with me or something. Like, there's no way that's real. Then, like you said, it's the most jet thing ever. So yeah.
It's the most jet thing ever.
You read about that. All right, next up, Chargers head to the Titans. Play in Tennessee. Chargers are a 3-point favorite on the road. We start with Timmy on this one.
Chargers.
The Chargers.
They're gonna get a win finally.
All right, Dave.
I'm going Chargers too. That's one less game that we have to deal with Tannehill at QB.
Because he's coming.
I see what's happening here.
He's
I see
coming.
what's going on here. Ant, who you got?
The Will Levis countdown is real. Chargers.
That's what we need in
It
the
might
corner.
be sooner than we thought.
That'll be my segment. We'll turn to like the doomsday clock, but it'll be the Will Levis clock. And I'll say, you see how we got
The Jericho countdown.
Yes.
Like the Jericho.
As the hand strikes one stroke closer to midnight.
If they say he's starting, I can't wait to explain to people while I'm going online to buy a Will Levis jersey. I'm gonna click Will Levis in the NFL shop and be like, "Are you sure? Are you serious? Yes, send me my
Did
jersey."
you click this item by mistake? No.
Are you sure you want to buy this?
Did you mean to buy a pair of
Levis jerseys
jeans?
will be the only ones Fanatics doesn't fuck up the order on.
They'll be like, you know, we have to make these from scratch because we don't have any of them. So it might take an extra week.
You can see, or you're at home, Timmy, and it's like Giants versus, I don't know, let's say the Jets, and it's like, Will Levis is finally starting. You're like, no, I gotta watch the Titans game. Forget,
Yeah.
We
watch the Giants on a replay.
They're gonna put that on pay-per-view.
When he starts, that's getting flexed the Monday Night Football no matter what. Don't worry about it.
I think when he makes his first start, we should Zoom. We should get on here and watch the game together.
We should live stream that game while we're
It
all
has
on.
to happen.
A Will Levis game.
It's a thing.
Finally.
I'm with you guys in the Chargers. So another clean sweep there. Next up, the New York Football Giants head to Phoenix to play the Cardinals. Giants are 6-point favorites on the road. And we start with you.
I'm going live.
That line opened at 3.5, so it has been bet way up. I don't know that I would. You said 6.5.
6.
God, what a great teaser slate this is. I'll keep this short and simple. The Cardinals are in a race to Caleb Williams. I'll take the Giants.
Dave?
Man, I think it's crazy you didn't say, another disappointing quarterback performance. I don't know where the bias is here. I think the racist thing is starting to play a little bit more.
Number one ranked defense.
But whatever. I'm going Giants here too. I don't think we lose this one, and we cannot afford to lose this one. Better said.
Hang on.
Right.
I want to hang on real quick before we do anything else. I want you to, Mello. I'm gonna tell you when, and I want you to say Daniel Jones. Just say his name, okay? It's a small exercise, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Start.
Daniel Jones.
No, you didn't make it. That was more than 2.2 seconds. You did not get it off in time, so you couldn't say his name as fast as the Cowboys were getting to him on Sunday. Just throwing that out.
Did you hear what Eli said? He was on Pat McAfee today. I was watching, and he's they asked him about what are you doing these days, and he's like, golf. I'm doing a lot of golf. I don't play football anymore. I don't want to get touched. I don't want to get hit. I don't want to get sacked 7 times. I don't want to pop my Achilles. Eli's great. Eli's
throwing shade left and right.
That's the difference. Daniel Jones cannot do that. He can't pop. When his stupid face popped up the other day, I was like, wow, bro, this guy doesn't look charismatic.
But
I don't want to root for him.
Eli was not. When did anybody say charisma and Eli in the same sentence?
Eli has a stupid face.
Eli Manning had no charisma until after
it was
his
the
career
face.
was over.
Exactly.
That's not what you hear them talk about in the locker room.
Think about thing. Wait, hold on. Before I forget, when Fitzmagic was on, I don't know if you guys were watching it, but he asked, and I think I might have sent it to you guys, but he asked him for bonus points or whatever. Fitzmagic, can you name all 9 teams you played for in order? And then he goes, let me give you an example. If it was me, I would say Giants. And that would be the end of the list. And Fitzmagic, he named it. Boom.
It.
And then Eli says, Peyton, I bet you can't do it. That was the end of it, though. But
think about this for Eli Manning.
Baby.
He was a part of one of the biggest draft day chaos moments in the last 50 years. And there's no video of him actually talking about it at all. Period. There's no video from draft day where he's like, I don't want to play for the Chargers. Nothing. He didn't say anything.
He was very politically correct that day.
Smart man.
We have our reasons.
Daddy said everything for him. Big Archie said it all.
Which is what? Yeah, that's it. It worked out for us. So imagine.
Which again, by the way, the Chargers tried to screw us and it didn't work. So fuck you guys. They thought they had.
We did pick you this. We all picked you this week, though.
I mean, to their defense, Eli never beat them. So win-win.
So
flags fly forever, baby.
No, never.
No,
they thought they were being slick. They wanted Philip Rivers the whole time. They used the I don't want to play their thing as a just a way to get publicity, and they leaked that. And guess what? It backfired because we got 2 rings, and they got Nate Kading a kicker. So go fuck yourselves.
And Rivers has 13 kids.
That's true. He wins in kids.
He wins the children battle. All right, Giants, Cardinals. I'll go next. So Timmy can go last here. But listen, I think with the issues that the Giants had, and there were a lot of them everywhere. 53 men. They all sucked. Every last one of them. They sucked, and the Cowboys' defense is just absurd. It would be a pretty cool video. Not that I like it, but it would be a cool thing to have a drone just set up overhead and just see how fast these damn Cowboys were that day, just blowing past our rookie center. And I think this can go one of 2 ways. Look, you got the shit kicked out of you opening day against the best defense in the league, and you can let what happened in that blocked field goal in that game happen with the season and just let it fall to shit. Or you can say, all right, we took the best shot that the best defense can handle. Now we got Arizona. Let's make it right. I also think on the flip side of that, if you get the Arizona week 1 and you build some of that confidence up, maybe it's not a 40 to nothing shellacking here. Raul says the Chargers went from San Diego to Los Angeles because the cause and effect of the 2004 draft, and now they ain't got no fans.
Wrong. He's not wrong.
Anthony,
So
so do you count any of those sacks that the Cowboys had? Since a lot of them were like unblocked and against no name.
They weren't really.
Several of them were unblocked because every time they ran a stunt on the right side of the line, nobody knew what the fuck to do. They would run a stunt and they'd be like, "I'm just going to block this guy," and then the other guy would just run free.
Even our guards were too slow. I was like, "Why are you pulling
to get over?" Yeah,
that fuck is too slow to get down the line to block the guy. So the linebacker was just like, "Hey, free run, let's go."
There was at least a half dozen or more times where they ran that damn stunt and nobody picked up the interior guy who went outside.
Nope.
Nobody. I mean, he just literally went around and then just had a free rush.
I was like, screaming, "Oh, stop trying to pull." So, look, when I played, they learned right away that I'm not getting down that line that fast. So don't put me down to pull because I don't like pulling anyway. Leave me where I am. I can do what you got me to do. They're like, "Yeah, Tim, you're not going to pull you." I'm like, "Thank you. I'm not pulling anymore. I'm staying right where I am."
So all right, so I have the Giants here. I don't.
Did Dave officially take the Giants? I never heard.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. I also do think that they cover on this. I know six is a big number coming off a 40-point ass kicking, but you win this game and you're 1-1. All right, we lost 40-0, but who the fuck cares? We're 1-1 now. And you just move it along at that point. So I got the Giants here. Timmy T.
I said I wasn't going to pick them ever again because I'm very upset. But we also have the 49ers coming up in 2 weeks. So this is literally the definition of a must game.
Yep.
So I'm just going to lift this glass up and do one of these.
There we go.
I don't want to say it out loud in case the gods are listening.
Don't even look at it in the betting app. Don't
open that game at all.
Close your eyes until you see.
I'm off this week. I'm saving for Disney. I'm saving for Disney. All my money's going to Disney next week, so I'm not even betting this week.
That's right. All right. Next up, our Giants week 3 opponent, the 49ers, head to the Rams, play the Ding Dongs. 49ers are an 8-point favorite on the road. Who went
Niners.
first?
I'll just say Niners. Niners. Their defense is, again, the Cowboys were just like, what the fuck is going on here? So I like the Niners.
And then you got a little somebody in the backfield, Mr. McCaffrey.
Niners gang, baby.
Niners for Dave. Brandon Ayuk also with a monster game out there with that offense. I put this in the wrong spot, but Ant, who you got in this one? This is going to be a painful season for you to pick. You're going to be picking the Niners a lot, and I know it's not what you want.
At least he doesn't have to pick the Jets anymore, really. So at least he got one.
I will be betting on the Rams in the game. I'm not going to lie. 9. You said 9 points is the spread currently?
8.
Yeah, I'm slamming the Rams on that 8. That, again, a great teaser game. It's a division game. Aaron Donald looked like he was on a mission. I'm still taking the Niners, just to make that clear. But I would take the points in the Rams. The Niners.
I have a feeling that we're going to have another clean sweep here. It is the Jets heading to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Cowboys are a 9.5-point favorite here. Where would you set the over/under on interceptions for Zach? Well, about 3.5, 4.5,
38.
I was going to say sacks.
38 interceptions coming up. Minimum.
I got the Cowboys. I don't see any way that the Jets can even think about competing in this one.
I don't know.
Cowboys.
We really didn't get to see a good offense from the Cowboys.
It's going to be
what they really still haven't shown us exactly that they could do anything. So
yeah, they don't need to score points when the defense is putting up 20 a night. So
I'm just upset that
If you had
Aaron
bet the
Rodgers
under,
can't
if you had bet the under on the Cowboys Giants, the Giants, the over under was 45.5, and the Cowboys scored 40 them, and you still won that bet.
That's crazy.
I'm just upset that I can't brag to Anthony that Aaron Rodgers was going to beat the Cowboys. So I got to go Cowboys.
No, don't worry. All you did was move his injury up a week, so it's okay. That offensive line couldn't block the Bills. They sure as shit ain't blocking the Cowboys.
So you guys know how there's some of the betting sites, the gambling sites will give you a freebie, right? It'll be so crazy, any score, any this, any that. Well, Aaron Rodgers, they set, I forgot what side it was. They set his passing yards at half a yard. And the under one.
And
didn't get the one.
DraftKings made their nut for the year on that one bet.
My God, because you're gonna max out on that. He's gonna get that. Hey, on a shovel pass.
They weren't on. You guys weren't on with us last week. Let me ask you: would you have taken this bet? Oh no, it's in the chat. It was all 4 guys have to score. Did you see it? Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, and who was the last one?
Wasn't it Saquon?
No, it was.
I thought it was Saquon.
No, it wasn't. It was another receiver. Jefferson. Oh no, it was Jefferson, McCaffrey.
Was it Hill?
What the fuck was it now?
Was it Tyreek Hill?
It might have been Tyreek.
Oh, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. Yeah, you're right. Tyreek Hill. I was like, that's a lock. That's a lock. And then the mush said no. Justin Jefferson's going to have 300 yards receiving, but not score a fucking touchdown. It's like, thanks, Jesus.
Well, Henry didn't score, did he?
No, they didn't score either.
So it was
only
it was
McCaffrey
and Hill.
And Hill, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I thought I was like,
locks.
man, I want to send Tim $10, but I was like, I don't know.
See,
my biggest fear was Henry scoring, honestly.
I know I'm mush. That's why I didn't call Steve and say, oh, by the way, I put that 10 down for you. I was like, I'm not even going to put the 10 down for him because I know I'm going to mush it.
I could imagine like if all 4 would have hit. Steve was like, all right, where's my my $1,400, Timmy?
Well, it's less than that.
I would have made it up to you.
Here's your $10 back.
Here's your $10. All right, one more afternoon game on the slate for Sunday. That's the Commanders at the Broncos. Broncos are a 3.5 point favorite here. You get Russell Wilson. I don't know, Mello, what you thought of how he played last week, but he might have his full complement of receivers this week, which helps. But you got Commanders at the Broncos, and we'll start with Anthony.
Give me Washington. I don't want to elaborate. Just give me Washington.
What was the over under on this?
The spread is Broncos are favored by 3.5.
Okay. Wow. Russell Wilson looked a lot better last week. I just don't understand how this team can't score more than 18 points. I don't get it. It's another game that if you add it from
it's obviously
last year,
the quarterback's fault. What are you talking about?
it's not the
It
quarterback's
has to be.
fault.
It has to be.
They were without Sutton and
Sutton played.
and-
He scored a touchdown.
Judy,
he
I
did
think, is
play.
the one.
Judy.
Yeah, that's sorry. Judge Judy. Many a fantasy team name out there. So that's what I was saying. Maybe he gets his full complement of receivers out there. And
I just don't get it. It's how many games is that now? If they just score 18 points, they win the
remember
game.
that? Well, yeah. Russell
I'm going
Wilson
Broncos,
it was 27 to 34, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, got sacked twice, and a QB rating of 108. I think if he has another weapon out there, might help out. All right, so you got the Broncos, right?
Yes, sir. Let's ride.
Let's ride, Broncos country. Timmy.
I will never say let's ride, but I will go with the Broncos.
I will go with the home team. I will go with the Broncos here.
With Russell Westbrook?
See how I didn't go with any names there? I just want the Broncos, baby.
You're like, yeah, the quarterback?
It's a thing, guys. It's a thing. All right, Sunday night game. You got the Dolphins heading to Foxborough to play the Pats. Pats are a 3-point underdog at home. Look
Is
how
there a
Dave
chance
is going to.
this game gets postponed?
What's going on up there? Oh, is this the storm? What's going on?
Yeah, because isn't
here.
it supposed to like loop that way?
Loop de loop. Let me see.
As long as it gets the fuck out of there by Thursday, that's all I care about.
Let's see. Oh, there is a tropical storm watch out there.
No, fuck it, fuck you.
No, but it's looking like a Saturday thing. There. So Saturday, it looks like it's gonna watching the tropics, rain all day, little windy, 25, 35 mile an hour winds. So by Sunday, we should be all good. Because that's
there's gonna be Hurricane Dak as soon as I get down there.
All right, so this one's in New England, but the Dolphins a 3-point favorite here. Patriots put up a good showing last week against the Eagles. Mac Jones put up some nice stats: 35 of 54 passing attempts, 316 what? 306 what? 316 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick.
And he ran one in. Did he run one in too? Or am I seeing things?
Did he?
Did he run one in?
I don't believe so.
Mac Jones, man. All right.
He used those tight ends is what he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fed those guys.
Hunter Henry. Yep. Safety net. And what's his name? Who's the wide receiver? Bourne.
Bourne ultimatum.
He had a good game. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yes. Ant, who you got in this one?
Dolphins.
No.
Tua's undefeated against Bill.
Whoa.
I'll take it.
Dave had a reaction there. Who you got, Dave?
I got the Dolphins too.
There it is. Timmy?
But with my luck,
Wait.
the Patriots will win.
Yes.
Dolphins.
No. Little waddle action with the Dolphins. I want to pick the Patriots so bad, but I'm going to I'm going with the Dolphins.
I'm finning up.
It's 3.5, you said, right?
3.
Oh, 3. Ooh.
3 of them things. Week 2.
I would tease it up to 5.
Oh, if you're going to tease it, you go all the way. You go at least 6.
There's going to be some teasers.
I have no problem with regular betting. I can't do fucking teasing and parlaying and all this shit.
Timmy puts in the chat, fucking parlays.
It wasn't. Was it even like halftime when he put that in there? It was like halftime of the first.
You know what? No, but you know what I'm saying. I played the 4 receivers all to score. All right, no big deal. That was you put $10 on it. But the other bet I made was so sure because it was Bengals win, Jamar Chase scores a touchdown. I'm like, fucking no, that's an easy one. Yeah, okay, not even close. It wasn't even remotely close.
Nothing easy or guaranteed about gambling. That's why it happens. That's why it happens.
That's why I always say Vegas always fucking knows something. They just know
the script.
They're swamis.
All right, so we week 2 and we got a Monday night doubleheader.
Who did you pick, by the way, boss?
The Dolphins.
Oh, okay. Just the South Florida fans need to hear you say it.
Who's their quarterback? I didn't hear you say it one more time.
Who? The Dolphins?
Yeah, who's their quarterback?
The guy you picked.
Tyreek Hill's legs.
Oh yeah, that's Don't worry, I'll have plenty of videos to send you this week too. It's okay.
Yeah, as long as you show me the separation between. I got 15 yards of separation.
Throw, man. Still got to make the throw.
It's a lot easier to throw with nobody else around.
I don't know. He was under pressure quite a bit.
No, I'm talking about the receivers. The receiver, you could just chuck that ball up and the receiver will go get it.
Don't you think it says something that everyone knows Tyreek Hill's good and no one can still cover him? I mean, It's not really Tua's fault that no one can cover him.
Well, it's like with Kelsey too.
No, nobody's blaming him. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, Kelsey.
It's
crazy to think that those guys were fucking teammates and they didn't win every Super Bowl.
And then he leaves and they win.
Another one.
Another one.
And now he's gone and they have no receivers.
What do you mean? They have receivers. They just can't catch the ball. There's Tony's a receiver. Look at it. Look in the back of his football
Tiny
card.
Toons over there with no hands.
He's a fucking clown shoes.
All right, not necessarily the best of games, but we do have two football games on Monday night. First up, the Saints. Defense looked really good on Sunday. They're a 3-point favorite against the Panthers in Carolina. We'll start with, I don't remember who I started with before. I'll start with myself. I'm going with the Saints. What the Saints got. I like their quarterback play. I like how he begs to go deep down the sideline. I thought that was pretty cool little deal there. But I like seeing that interaction on the side. I got the Saints here. Timmy, who you got?
Saints of New Orleans
They're gonna go marching in.
marching in.
Dave,
I got that Who Dat Nation, and I would take them with the spread. I think they'll win by more than 3.
Yep. Ant.
Yeah, I'm going to go Saints too. I think there's some slight concern over the Saints offensive line as Derek Carr was pressured at the same rate as Daniel Jones, just didn't throw as many passes. So something to worry about.
And someone got to win.
But yeah, I'll still take the Saints. Yes, defense also didn't give up 30 points. So.
That's right. All right, the final game of the slate for week 2, the Browns 2.5-point favorites at Pittsburgh. I know there's
That's a shit show waiting to happen. Damn.
it's not the ideal Monday night games, so that's why I figure they toss 2 of them at us and say, hey, not our best, but here's a couple of them.
More football.
So we'll start off with you, Timmy, on this one.
Who's home?
Steelers. Browns 2.5-point favorite.
Whose house?
Already almost equal split with the running backs from the Steelers.
Like the Steelers were, they played the 49ers, but they looked fantastic in the offseason, and then they just completely vanished offensively. But the Browns are the Browns.
And Smith, what's his name, is out with a hamstring. Deontay Johnson. I said Smith, Johnson.
I'm going.
So is Cameron Hayward on the defensive line. He's going to be out for a few weeks with a groin injury.
Fuck it. I'm going to go Steelers at home. Mike Thomas says, I ain't doing 0-2 to no Browns.
Doo-doo Brown. Dave?
Oh, I like that reference there. I'm going to choose my pick based on Anthony's number 6 disappointing quarterback of the week. And I don't really like Mr. Kenny over there. And yeah, I'm going Browns.
Going with the Browns. All right, Ant. Who you got here?
I'm going to go with the Browns also. I did not like what I saw from Pittsburgh. Yeah, I'm not. I didn't either. I don't know that I'm going to watch that game. I might just go to bed early Monday night. I don't want to watch either.
No,
it's time for bed.
Unless
Raw's on. Don't worry, Raw's on Monday.
No, unless you got something going on in fantasy. I don't know who you got, but there might be some fantasy implications there.
Players, but
or your fucking parlays.
I do. I unfortunately do have Deshaun Watson as my quarterback in a couple leagues, so I'll probably be forced to watch it. God, I don't like picking them. I didn't like really. Aside from Nick Chubb and the defense, I don't think they look particularly great. I guess that is like more than half the team, so maybe I'm overthinking it. But Watson looked terrible. He looked exactly like he did at the end of last year. Couldn't hit open receivers to save his life, and I know the weather was bad, and that's what everyone's talking about. But this is also how he played when he came back last year. He couldn't hit open receivers to save his life. Yeah. And he was doing it again on Sunday, and I'm like, fuck, this guy, I'm going to end up having to cut him in like 3 weeks. So I will reluctantly take the Browns, although I kind of want to take the Steelers. Tomlin owns them, and I agree with Tim. Like, it's just a Mike Tomlin team starting 0-2 just seems weird.
So weather will not.
I'm gonna stick with the Browns, though. I'm gonna stick with the Browns.
Weather will not be a factor. It was supposed to be 72 degrees and beautiful skies, and I'm really upset now. I'm like looking at the weather for these games, and it's like, the first the first city that pops up in my home city. And it's 85 degrees here, and then I see 60 degrees in Pittsburgh. God, I would love to feel 60 degrees right now.
It's
Just not
coming.
Pittsburgh.
Just not much of it for us.
All right, not Pittsburgh, but the
And certainly
No?
not Cleveland.
No, hell no, not Cleveland. Yeah. All right, so those are our picks for the week here. Again, last week Ant and I finished at 10-6. Tim and Dave finished at 9-7. And we'll see how things pan out this week.
So the four of us are the top four.
No, Bruce and Rodriguez also 10-6.
Damn, we gotta knock him out, Timmy.
Rodriguez, fucking Fugazi.
Well, you can't auto pick the picks, so at least you know.
You've done that before.
No,
he's given me all away picks when I haven't been able to pick.
Oh, but that's when you're a bad boy and you don't submit your picks on time. That's and by the way, I've done this. If you don't submit your picks on time, by the time I post, you get all away games. You get all the away teams.
Yeah. I've been like at the top of like top 3, and then
2
weeks later, I'm like bottom
from
1.
I'm just it's a fair warning.
We're gonna do them on here every week. How am I gonna be late? What the hell?
Ask Dave.
Wait, how? How's that even possible?
Allergies head on a Wednesday.
I went through some hard times a couple years ago.
Hard times.
Fucking Rodriguez, fuck that guy, man. You know.
Well, did you all go over? I don't know if I missed obviously the beginning of the show. Did you go over fantasy?
We didn't, but I don't want to go too much longer here. Let's pick up the fantasy next week. I want to go through each of the teams and how pissed off I was that I lost. And he left what's his name in for the
auto drafter didn't fucking set his roster, and he happens to win. He's like a fucking woman betting horses by their names.
Who did he leave in?
He left Andrews in, and I still lost
by a lot.
A decent amount. Now I want to look at it real quick.
He sits there and's like, "Can a Bengal beat a Brown? Oh, what's a Brown? I'm gonna pick this. Right? Yeah. Well, I see a Bengal fighting an elf, but an elf has magic, so let's pick the elf."
Just a disaster. Yeah, Mark Andrews with 0 points on that side, but I had Saquon who underachieved. I had Devontae Adams who definitely underachieved. Was projected 22, got me 12. It was not, and the Dolphins got damn defense -1.
See, maybe Joe Burrow screwed me in my betting because he helped me win my fantasy game because Keith had Joe Burrow, and that's the only reason I won. I only beat him by like 4 points.
You beat him by 6.5 points, and
that's what I'm saying. So maybe that Joe Burrow thing was like, maybe the universe was like, you can either
3
have the fantasy or you can have the money. But universe, I'd like the money actually.
Well, yeah, Burrow had 3 points, and then Jahmyr Gibbs had 8. Both projected much higher.
Look at Anthony making add-in drops right now in the middle of the show. Look at that. Sneaky.
I forgot I had picked up Kenneth Gainwell, and he's obviously not playing tomorrow night, so I threw him in the IR and then picked up Hunter Henry.
Ant, you kicked.
I have the best team in the league. You don't have to tell. You don't have to
tell. You went against the guy who had Lamar Jackson, so that's what I went through.
Hey, just look at my running backs. They had a pretty good week.
I was the best in my other league, thank God. My other league is Saquon My Nuts. That's my team. Saquon My Nuts.
Dave gets the victory. I didn't know you were victorious this week, Dave. Dave gets the victory, even with Geno Smith as his quarterback.
Well, if I would have started Rodgers, I'm gonna have to change my name now.
I play Steve this week.
You play me?
I can't beat Chico Malo anymore.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that anymore. Well, okay, so it was Geno Smith, 11.08 points. Josh Allen, 11.04 points. What a matchup there.
Oh,
but I'm glad you beat Joe.
I played the fucking auto draft this week.
You play? Yeah. Oh, look at so the highest scoring team was Bert,
Tyreek.
Yes, 54.5 points.
Check my bench points out.
And
last week.
Ayuk, 38 points.
He's
Look
got
at
both
your
those
bench.
guys.
Yes. Your bench points. Oh, Brees Hall on your bench. Dave Flowers on your bench.
Tyler Algier.
Algier on your bench. Tony on your bench. Beast.
Yeah, he's
Very
gone
Tony.
now. Don't worry about that one.
He's gone now.
He's gone now. We don't have to bring that up.
We won't
You
see him
You
no
don't have to
more.
say that.
We won't see him no more.
He's not coming back around here.
All right, so it's you and I this week. Dave, you got Dexter out there. Timmy, you got, like you said, the auto drafter. Keith and Bert go against each other, and then who's Mother Tuckers again? That's Ed.
Ed should be somebody.
Ed, that's Ed. Mother Tuckers against F the commish. Screw you, Joe. All right. I didn't want to go too long. I went long. We did it. It's out of the way. Let's see the current standings. Who's 1-0? Bunch of us, not me. And then playoff percentages chance. Here we go. I only got 54% chance of making the playoffs after week 1.
Where do you see
Savages. If you go to standings.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, bro. Good night.
If you go to the standings,
We could do this. We could do this off the air.
Yeah, but it's right next to games back. It says playoff percentage.
Oh, okay. All right.
You got it there?
Yeah.
We're all around the same area. Savages 67% and so on. 67th and Woodside, baby. All right, let's go round robin on the way up on out of here. It's a full-blown football show today. Timmy, what you got on the way out?
For the love of God, let the Giants win this game this week, please. And I promise I will not bet a single dime this week.
See what you did there.
Because it's Disney next week. All my money is going to happiness next week. That's why.
Yes.
Happiness.
I'm glad you're going to happiness when we're playing the 49ers. You don't need it.
Well, I'll be on my home that day. I'll be on my way home Sunday though.
So you'll have the withdrawals of the vacation and
the miserableness of the fucking 49ers, yes.
Of Nick Bosa having more unaccounted sacks, according to Anthony.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, Mello, what you got?
He's going to have real ones that week. Trust me.
He didn't have any against the Eagles the Steelers last week, so we'll see.
Mello, what you got on the way out here?
My parting words would not be football related. It would actually be wrestling related, and that is that now officially WWE is partnered with Endeavor, and now they are TKO with UFC. Big news. I don't know why Vince still has this mustache that he thinks looks good. It's mind-boggling because it looks like crap. He looks like
a fucking Rocky and Bullwinkle villain.
Yeah, so I was gonna say he looks like an 80s cartoon villain, which maybe that's what he's trying to play up. But I think now with that, we're gonna get a little bit more Vince McMahon than we've ever had before, or the last year or so.
You know, he ties up women and puts them on train tracks, right? Definitely. Definitely. Without a doubt in my mind.
Get the curl going on the mustache.
Yeah.
All right, and then the Royal Rumble is going to be down here in Florida, down in Tampa
Bay.
I might try to go.
That is a good time to be outdoors in Florida. January.
Just not Tropicana Field.
Yeah.
Oh, it's at Tropicana?
It's Tropicana Field.
Wait, it is?
Oh,
yeah.
Why?
Why would they do that and not?
It's a horrible.
And not Raymond James. I thought.
Have you ever driven by that stadium? It looks like it's in a sinkhole. It looks like
in a sinkhole. It's terrible.
It's horrible.
No, it's at the Trop.
Wait,
God.
what?
Yes.
First of all,
I thought it was at Raymond James.
Have we tested it out to see if that stadium can hold actual people sitting in the seats? Like they're gonna get more to that than a homestand for the Rays.
What happens first? The 29th man gets eliminated for the Rumble, or the stadium implodes? Tune in next week to find out.
Oh my God,
right.
the roof caved in, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
That son of a bitch in roof.
And all the people from from Tampa that they do they get the screening giveaways and everything. Just in conversation, they all come. They are in Tampa and they complain about the route to get to Tropicana.
It's horrible.
And they just won't do it. So now that might be a shit fest for Royal Rumble, because number one, they're not used to it, right?
It's in a bad location. Everything about that stadium is just horrible.
They're like, how many people are coming out to this?
Wait,
whoa, we did not think this through.
Hey, how many do you add? Because the little tiny ring in the middle of the field can add so many more seats and many more people.
Yeah.
So.
All the ringside stuff. Oh Lord.
And how long is it going to take them next baseball season to get the field right for the race after the Royal Rumble is there? It's going to be fucking July, and they're going to be like, yeah, that third baseline is still a little crooked. I don't know.
We still see the imprint of the ring.
We still got blood. We still got blood over here on the third baseline.
All right, Ant, what you got on the way out here?
I'm so happy that football is back. I'm also very happy that the weather will eventually be cooling down. However, for us Floridians, still probably. Well, I'm a little further. I'm a little further north than you. I get a little nicer weather.
You're gonna get some nice nights that actually feels like crisp football weather.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, I watch football with the windows open. Oh my God.
I could do that sometimes too, but it's like 60. It's not, And
you could do that sometimes too. You just melt.
Hope the breeze is going.
I can do that too, and it's 10 below zero. Fucking January.
And my parting gift for the world: don't believe everything you saw in week 1, because not all of it's true, and that goes for my team as well. Just saying.
That's right. You're right about that. All right. My way out. We have some promos coming up. We have some promos on the site already on popculturepros.com. Expendables 78. That's coming up here soon. Got some more giveaways out in. Let's see where we got here. We got Miami and Orlando will be posted. We got Atlanta is going to be posted. We have. That's it for that. We also have The Exorcist. Yes. We got Five Nights at Freddy's coming up, and then Dave's Mello's most anticipated of the autumn of the fall, and that's Spy Kids Armageddon. So look out for that.
Trolls World Tour.
No, there's no trolls coming out.
Still no trolls.
It's boy bands.
Is there another trolls coming out?
Yeah.
I was serious when I told you that in the chat that I wanted the trolls. Don't let Bert con you into give you.
Wait, when does it come out?
Really? It's the Trolls World Tour. This is the whole
There's a world tour already. This has to be something else.
No, this is Trolls. It's not World Tour. It's something else. Where it's all about boy bands.
Yeah. It is scheduled for November 17th,
and we'll have it right here on Pop Culture Pros and in a city near you.
I love how you said don't let Bert con you into a Trolls.
The Trollstis. All right, that'll do it for us this week. Thank you, fellas, for joining in and talking football. It's back. We mentioned this last week. It was like almost surreal that we were talking about week 1 and now it's already in the books, and we move forward to week 2, and it's going to be January before we know it.
Stop it! Don't bring that up.
All right, everybody. Peace out until next week.